Homes for a lifetime, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit BenderDentalCare.com.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Blackhawks return to action Thursday night. It's a road game at San Jose. The Sharks 2-7-2, Chicago 3-6-1. It's the first of three straight on the West Coast for the Blackhawks, who play a busy schedule. After tomorrow, they visit Los Angeles to play the Kings Saturday, then Anaheim on Sunday. Then it's back home a week from tonight against Detroit. The Bears visit the Cardinals this Sunday. Roster move on Tuesday. Chicago placed offensive lineman Bill Murray on the injured reserve. More heat on defensive back Tyreek Stevenson after video emerged of him making a playful bet with fans before the game. Stevenson was taunting fans just before Washington receiver Noah Brown connected the 52-yard Hail Mary for the improbable game-winning touchdown. Chicago's 4-3 heading into this Sunday. Arizona 4-4. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's Cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available.
My fellow Kane Countyans, I am Anthony Catella, the Republican candidate for Circuit Clerk. This election is important for Kane County as well as our country. Independent, libertarian, and all voters can make a big difference by voting for the right candidate regardless of party. I am a good, decent, honest, patriotic American called to public service. I ask you to vote for me as your next Circuit Clerk of Courts for Kane County, Illinois. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Join me, your host, Michael Francis Tuman, on my radio show, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security and defense. Other topics will include personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in, ask me questions. I will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon until 1 p.m., here on Fox River Valley's 1410 a.m. WRMN Elgin.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin. This is your host, Matt. We're serving the Fox River Valley here. It is a little bit of a cloudy day outside today, and it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're halfway through the week. It's hump day. Yes, yes, yes. Camel day, hump day. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far. We had, of course, a very nice show earlier today in celebration of Larry. We're going to miss him, of course, and everything that he's done here for the station, and joining in with Marky B as well, too. I have to say, I really like... Oh, my goodness. Hang on a second here. All right. There was something that didn't... Okay, there we go. Okay, we got it. Never mind. Played the Apolitical Talk Show intro, so you'll hear that at 4 o'clock, around 4:06 or so, coming up later today. But I've got here on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube now, this beautiful styrofoam mannequin head of Larry Jones. And I have to say this, too. I got a crack out of this. He said Off the air he goes, I'm going to put that, I think he said like at my window to scare away burglars or something like that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Dean made it. Thanks so much. Larry, for everything. It's been, you've been such a staple here at WRMN, and we're going to miss you for sure. Gone, but you're still going to be able to, call in, and, he's going to call, I think during the holidays too. So that should be nice. But thank you so much. Thank you. It's been nice having you here, of course. I've been saying this here on the air, too. When I first started working here at WRMN, I was kind of getting into the radio scene a little bit here. And even when I was working in Redemption Center, too, I'd always stop by and say hello. So very nice. Going to miss you for sure. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far today. Happy Wednesday. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures here that we're going to be seeing for this week. So currently right now it is going to be a high of 78. It feels warmer today than it does yesterday. But you know what? It is what it is. It's humid out. It's humid out today because we got the rain coming around the corner here just in a little bit. So with that being said, we're going to be seeing a high of 78. It already feels warmer. To me, it feels warmer right now at 69 degrees than it did yesterday at 80. I think, again, it's just because it's a little bit more humid out today. We are going to be seeing it being pretty much mostly cloudy throughout the day today. So similarly to what we're seeing right now, it was partly cloudy earlier this morning, and then it's starting to kind of accumulate a little bit more clouds here with mostly cloudy. We see a low of 61 degrees for tonight. And we are going to be seeing a chance of a thunderstorm in the very early morning on Thursday, which then leads us into Thursday here. We do see a thunderstorm predicted around 4 a.m. in the morning or so. Scattered thunderstorms into the very early morning with showers coming up tomorrow. High of 66. It is supposed to be a high of 66, dropping down to a low of 34 degrees. So temperatures are going to drop a little bit there, but we are going to be seeing definitely rain. Now, that rain is not going to be continuing on forever on that day because we are going to be seeing it then clearing up and getting nice and sunny as we get into the afternoon. So around 4 o'clock or so, or maybe even 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock around that time. But by 4 o'clock, it's predicted to be mostly sunny outside at like 58 degrees. And then we do see it dropping down to a low of 35 as we get into Friday night. Saturday rolls around. We do see here for the weekend, partly cloudy, high of 61. So it's going to be 61 degrees, partly cloudy throughout the morning and afternoon. Into the evening, we're going to be seeing it as mostly cloudy skies with a low of 46 degrees. Then we head on into Sunday. Sunday is then when we are going to be getting more rain coming in through here, and it's going to be a downpour that's going to be lasting. Now, again, it could go on and off, of course, but it looks like we're going to be getting quite a bit of rain Sunday and beyond until Wednesday. So Sunday, we're going to be seeing here a high of 63, low of 56, predicted to be pretty much rain throughout the whole day. Is what the prediction is. It's supposed to be raining pretty much throughout the whole day, so just to prepare you for that, that'll be coming up on Sunday. Monday rolls around, the rain continues. We're going to be seeing here a high of 69 degrees, low of 60. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. A little bit more humid as well, too. That's going to be coming up for Monday. So pretty much just staying in the 60s throughout the whole day. High of 69, low of 60s. Really just going to stay in the 60s coming up on Monday. Tuesday rolls around, high of 65, low of 42. Showers continue on. Now, it does say we're going to get a little chance of like where the rain will light up a little bit and then kind of maybe downpour a little bit more. We're going to be seeing showers just continuing on pouring down here as we get into Tuesday. And then Wednesday continues on with scattered showers, high of 55 and a low of 34 degrees. And then it does start to clear up a bit into the afternoon time, starting to clear up a little bit. So it's going to be really a couple days of rain is what we're going to be seeing here. So the best days to go outside to enjoy nice weather when it's sunny, I would say Friday would be the best day, and I would also say Saturday. Friday and Saturday are going to be the nicer days outside. Today it is a little bit more cloudy. It's not raining though, but it is a little bit more cloudy out. And then tomorrow we're supposed to see a little chance of rain and thunderstorms, then eventually clearing up Thursday afternoon. So Thursday afternoon and then into Friday and Saturday are going to be the nicer days that we've got predicted here. And then the rest of Sunday through till next week, half of next week, we're going to be seeing a little bit more rain coming in through here in the 60s, but rain nonetheless. So there you go. I wouldn't say we've been in a dry spell, but, we've been getting rain here and there, a little bit here and there, but it's going to be more prolonged into the start of next week. Taking a look here, of course, we have sunnyskies.com. All good stories, some interesting stories there too. There's a lot of different stories out here that are very nice. Let's take a look at this one. This is called Beloved Custodian Gets School Building Named in Her Honor. Let's take a look at this one. This was posted today. Today's good news story comes from Swedenborg, Missouri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Missouri, of course, but Swedenborg. In a touching tribute to a beloved community figure, a Missouri elementary school building has been renamed to honor the longtime custodian, Claudine Wilson. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. There's even also a nice picture here as well too that does show it. And so I'll show you the picture. I'm going to start trying to clean up the way that the screen looks here. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. So it's called the Claudine Wilson Learning Center. I think that's really nice that they did that for her. Very, very nice as the custodian there. Also here too, it says in August, the Swedenborg the third school district officially announced that the building would now bear the name Claudine Wilson Learning Center, a heartfelt gesture recognizing Wilson's 30 years of service here. Photo shared by the district shows the new nameplates being installed, signaling Wilson's impact on generations of students and staff alike. And here's also a picture of her as well too. Wilson says here, quote, "I'm not here to say I'm a hero. I'm not. It's an honor to work here. I do it for the kids." That's awesome. And she also says too that she's been more than a custodian over the years. She has taken on roles as a handywoman, plumber, and bus driver. However, her most cherished roles have always been looking after the students. That's really, really nice. For the Swedenborg community, the new building name reflects the deep gratitude felt for Wilson's unwavering dedication. Definitely. 30 years. That's a good amount of time. That's a long time that she's been working there. So people say, of course, congratulations. You were a huge part of my childhood and always pushed us kids to do our best at all times. Nobody deserves recognition this way more than you do. Very nice. So that's cute. And congratulations to her. That's awesome. The Claudine Wilson Learning Center definitely made a big impact on not just the school and not just the students, but the community as a whole too. So that is really, really cool. Taking a look here, the time is 10:16. What we're going to do is take a quick time out, and we'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410 here in just a bit. So, of course, stay tuned.
Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries and bulbs. It's your repair shop for Apple devices, Samsung Galaxy devices, and more. Located on Randall Road, just south of 20 in Elgin, Batteries Plus Bulbs fills all your battery and light bulb needs in one stop. They have the largest selection of batteries for ATVs, cameras, phones, laptops, scooters, cars and homes, and everything else. Looking to save money with energy-efficient LED or holiday lighting? Stop in at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Elgin. Go to batteriesplus.com for special offers.
Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. Twin Zeros Restaurant in Harwood Heights not only serves traditional gyros, but also has chicken gyro sandwiches. Twin Zeros also serves a variety of sandwiches ranging from cheeseburgers and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame, Italian beef, Italian sausage, and combo sandwiches. To ethnic favorites such as Slovakia and Grecian chicken. Slovakia is shish kebabs, specifically chicken or pork shish kebabs, grilled to perfection, served on a warm pita with tomatoes, onions, and our homemade tzatziki sauce. You can also enjoy barbecue ribs served every day. Twins is open 7 days a week and also delivers locally. Located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's twinzeros.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The lightest, fluffiest pancakes are calling your name at JoJo's Diner, 1935 West Gulf Road in Schaumburg. JoJo's has a huge breakfast menu featuring skillets, eggs Benedict, and so much more. Don't stop at breakfast. JoJo's also offers great burgers, sandwiches, and shakes. And for mouth-watering prime rib, try JoJo's for dinner. They have such a versatile menu. JoJo's Diner is family-owned and operated, and it's one of Schaumburg's best-kept secrets. Visit jojosdiner.com today.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. We hope you are enjoying the show so far today. We've got Brendan here in the comments. Hello, Matt. My name is Brendan. I'm listening. Hello, Brendan. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. A little sneak peek into the next hour, the 11 o'clock hour. I do have some interviews. Now, I've got one interview during the 11 o'clock hour, and I also do have a second one coming up at the 12 o'clock hour. So, of course, stay tuned for that with our new really cool author series here, too. We're looking forward to having another author here on the air talking about their books, as well as, of course, what inspires them as a writer. How do they get through the writer's block, and what would they tell other people who want to be writers as well, too? How to find inspiration as well, and on a general basis, because everyone can find inspiration any different ways, too. So looking forward to that. Let's take a look at some of the news posted onto foxvalleymagazine.com. This was posted a little bit earlier today onto the foxvalleymagazine.com. So it's one dead, one hospitalized after collision of two semis in Dundee Township. So we'll read a little bit about this story here, and then, of course, you can listen in or also follow along as well, too. We're on YouTube, of course, through the regular AM 1410 dial. And then, of course, we're also through the app as well, which you can find through Google Play or also through the App Store. So it says here that one man is dead and another in hospital with critical injuries after two semi-tractor trailers collided in Dundee Township. This was Tuesday morning. This happened at approximately 7:39 a.m. Tuesday. Kane County Sheriff's deputies were summoned to the intersection of Miller Road and Route 31, where they found one semi, a Freightliner, on the shoulder of the roadway, and another, a Mack, in a field just east of Route 31. The deputies found that the driver of the Freightliner had suffered several injuries and rendered life-saving measures, but were unable to overcome the injuries sustained. The driver, whose name is being withheld pending notification of family members, was pronounced deceased on the scene. The driver of the Mack semi, identified as a 6-year-old David Ortiz of Streamwood, also suffered significant injuries and was transported to Advocate Sherman Hospital with critical injuries. According to the preliminary investigation, the Freightliner was driving eastbound on Miller Road, approaching Route 31, when it reportedly ran a stop sign and collided with the Mack semi, which was crossing the intersection southbound on Route 31. The impact of the collision caused the Freightliner to roll, and the driver, who investigators indicate was not wearing a seatbelt, was thrown from the cab. The accident remains under investigation. No charges have yet been filed. And other news here, too, this was posted, of course. I did read through it as well because Kane County Connects did post about it. It was the mystery skull, this mystery skull. And this is what the title's called, Just in Time for Halloween. Mystery of skull found in Wall Batavia house solved. And I know we did touch base on this news already here, but I think it's kind of interesting here, the fact that the DNA, modern DNA and everything that goes on with it too, is so advanced that we're able to be able to identify people even from as far back as 1866. As far back as 1866. That is quite extraordinary. So if you would like to read more information on this article, you'll be able to find it, of course, on FoxValleyMagazine.com is where you'll find it. Hey, take care.
Thanks.
You're taking you with you. Awesome. Very nice. That's a beautiful case too. And of course, display as well. Very nice. Thanks again, Larry. So again, if you'd like to read more information, of course, check out FoxValleyMagazine.com. That's FoxValleyMagazine.com for more information. Don't forget, the October issue is still currently online right now. Now, the thing is, of course, tomorrow's Halloween. Oh my goodness, tomorrow is Halloween. I am very excited about this. We've got the big candy bars this year. Yes, we do. I'm very excited about it. And I did hear from my new neighbor, Sonar. I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, we're neighbors, Sonar and I now. Because he just moved here to Elgin, and he lives, I'll just say he lives pretty close to us. So we're neighbors. So he told me what his kids are going to be. So that's fun. So if they want to stop by, we got the big candy bars this year. But if you're interested in the Fox Valley Magazine October issue, it's still available. We're going to be hopping into November pretty soon here in just a couple of days. Oh my, how the time has flown by. So if you're interested in reading that, you'll be able to, of course, find it on FoxValleyMagazine.com under the issues. Now, of course, eventually, they will be bringing out the November issue. Now, the October issue was posted October 8th. So it was posted October 8th here, but we'll have to wait and see when the November issue gets posted. Because they're in the works, of course, of compiling all that together, getting it ready so it can be beautifully displayed and read to your own pleasure on FoxValleyMagazine.com is where you can find that. Taking a look here, Kane County Connects. This was posted yesterday, and it's the Kane County announcing the purchase of a new building for Health Department and Government Services. So it does tell you where it is here. It's the site on Point Boulevard, just off 90 here. Kane County officials have announced the purchase of a new building in Elgin that'll serve as a satellite office for the Kane County Health Department and other county government services. The Kane County Board Chairman, Corinne Pirog, says here, quote, the new satellite office will support the growing population in the northern part of the county, ensuring that the residents have equitable access to county services. This represents an investment in the county's infrastructure, enabling the health department, clerk's office, and court services to operate more efficiently and effectively with the goal of bringing additional government services in the future, end quote. So that's pretty cool. They're having this building constructed here, located at 2170 Point Boulevard in Elgin, like I said here, just off 90. The one-story, 46,093 square foot building was acquired for $2.8 million. This facility will expand the county's capacity to provide essential services to residents, with occupancy anticipated for early 2025. The Kane County Clerk, Jack Cunningham, says here also, quote, this is an idea we have been working on for many years to make our services available to people in the Elgin area and northern Kane County, end quote. The clerk's office will offer services such as voter support and vital records as well. And yes, we are getting close to the election day too. we're going to be covering it here on WRMN. Yes, we will. It's going to be good. We're looking forward to it. So, yes. I also go through, of course, again, the Gilbourne Public Library. We'll touch base on the local libraries here again, too. But lots of places, of course, especially at local libraries, that you can still vote as well, too. The Kane County Health Department Executive Director Michael Isaacson stated, quote, "We want to increase the behavioral health services offered on site and provide a wide array of clinical services currently unavailable in northern Kane County," is what Michael wrote there, or said there. The new site will also include a satellite office for Kane County's court services, which operates divisions providing probation, pretrial services, and diagnostic services under the Chief Judge of the 16th Judicial Circuit. This marks Kane County's first building acquisition since 2009, following the purchase of the Montgomery Ward building in St. Charles, which houses the Circuit Clerk's office and Kane County Branch Court. The health department's existing location in Aurora will still remain fully operational as well. Now, if you would like to learn a little bit more about the services at the Kane County Health Department, you can visit their website, www.kanehealth.com. That's kanehealth.com. You'll be able to check it out. You can find out information on grants for behavioral health projects, funding available to expand behavioral health services in Kane County. You can learn more about that. You can learn more about infectious diseases, making a food property or smoking complaint, and then also public health training and education, and a lot of good things like that too. So there you go. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's also Wind Down Wednesday, right? So what I want to do here into this next segment is talk a little bit about, what's the history of wine tasting? When did that start, right? I mean, people have been drinking wine for centuries, right? You think about the BC times. In the Bible, Jesus drunk. Is it drank wine or drunk wine? No, drank wine. So it's been around for a while, but what about the wine tastings itself? And then, of course, I also want to go through a nice place to get some good wine tastings as well here, too. Stay tuned. You're listening to WRMN AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. We're live on YouTube, through the app, and, of course, through the AM 1410 dial. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cintas. Chicago's beloved Polar Express train ride will take a detour from its traditional route this year. Due to significant construction over at the Union Station, the enchanting holiday event will now operate at the Fox River Trolley Museum in Elgin, scheduled from November 30th to December 22nd. Nicor Gas is teaming with State Senator Christina Castro's office for a substantial donation to local families struggling to meet with basic needs. A recent event held at the Elgin Community College, distributing over 3,800 pounds of food and provided 240 energy efficiency kits to 241 families. 21-year-old Anderson A. Contreras has been denied bail after being charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery. The incident, which claimed the life of 36-year-old Sunday Ogunjimi on October 12th, occurred due to a dispute over the color of clothing, that according to the Assistant State's Attorney. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $500 on select LG major appliances. And get holiday inflatables for under $20. Because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 10/24 through 11/5. Applies to select LG major appliances only. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Bears visit the Cardinals this Sunday. Roster move on Tuesday. Chicago placed offensive lineman Bill Murray on the injured reserve. More heat on defensive back Tyreek Stevenson after video emerged of him making a playful bet with fans before the game. Stevenson was taunting fans just before Washington receiver Noah Brown connected the 52-yard Hail Mary for the improbable game-winning touchdown. Chicago's 4-3 heading into this Sunday. Arizona 4-4. The Blackhawks return to action Thursday night. It's a road game at San Jose. The Sharks 2-7-2. Chicago 3-6-1. It's the first of 3 straight on the West Coast for the Blackhawks, who play a busy schedule. After tomorrow, they visit Los Angeles to play the Kings Saturday, then Anaheim on Sunday. Then it's back home a week from tonight against Detroit. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. I'm your host, Matt, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin. A little bit of a breezy day today, a little bit more humid, too. The breeze is not very chilly. It's a little bit more humid out today. We're going to be seeing a high of about, what did I say it was? High of 78. A little bit more humidity today. So that's kind of in preparation for the rain and scattered thunderstorms that we're going to be seeing here for Thursday. Friday and Saturday being a little bit more on the sunny side, partly cloudy, partly sunny. Then we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, pretty much in the 50s and 60s, and rain. So, you know. I always love when this music ends like this. It's just, I don't know. Anywho, so we've got here Out to Lunch, of course, with WRMN. It's Wednesday. It is Wine Down Wednesday. And I want to inform you, of course, here on some good places to get some wine tastings done, right? You know, you want to go to a nice place, get a nice tasting of the wines, kind of select, you know, what you like, what you don't like, maybe try something new. That's kind of the point of wine tastings, is to experience exceptional varieties of different wines. Trying something new, saying, hey, you know what? I've been meaning to try this type of wine. I've never tried it before. You know, maybe in the past I haven't liked this certain wine. Let me give it another shot, or something similar to it. I'm not a huge white wine fan. I'm very much so of a red wine fan for sure. But you know, at a wine tasting, you know, I definitely would try out different white wines as well too. You know, and things like that. So that's a fun thing to do. Plus, you also get to mingle with people as well. That's also the nice thing about going to a wine tasting is go with a friend or go with a nice group as well too. You know, you can go yourself. That's totally fine. If you're a little bit more of a homebody, you prefer to just kind of do it yourself. That's totally fine. But there's something really cool and elegant about being able to sip on a glass of wine, you know, maybe a couple of them too, as it's a wine tasting, and then being able to, you know, talk with people too in a pretty cool setting. So I wanted to go through, talk a little bit about what the practice of wine tasting, well, when it really started too, because we kind of want a little backstory here on, you know, it's something that's popular. And when were the roots? What were the roots to it, the vines to it? The term tasting, the practice of wine tasting really is as old as wine itself, but the term tasting was first used in 1519. The methodology, sorry me, you know me with the big words. The methodology of wine tasting was actually then formalized in the 18th century. So the oldest known winery was discovered in Armenia in 2007. It dates back to around 4100 BC. So that's definitely a long time ago. Winemaking was also well established in Egypt, Sumer, and also Near East by the 3rd millennium BC. You get to ancient Greece here. Wine was actually a central part of social life in ancient Greece, where it was served as at lively gatherings for intellectual discourse, as well as music and entertainment, which was known as symposia. I like that, symposia. It's simple and it's elegant, symposia. Wine in ancient Rome, Roman soldiers were encouraged to drink 2 to 3 liters of wine a day for good health. Interesting. You get into Egypt, wine was a luxury reserved for the elite and the pharaohs, the highest of the highest when it came to, social status, and was a central part of religious ceremonies as well. You get into the Middle Ages, monks, especially the Benedictine monks, I hope I'm pronouncing that right there, spread the knowledge of wine throughout Europe. And then wine tasting today, of course, has become a cultural pastime. It's generally less exacting than that performed by wine professionals. It's a laid-back experience to enjoy. And there's even something here that relates to Aristotle as well, too. Aristotle proposed a sensory tasting defined by the 4 elements: air, water, fire, and earth, further deepened by the Roman philosopher Lucretius in the 1st century BCE. Plato even listed the main flavors of wine and classified the aromas as, quote, species or families. Or we could also say the spirits as well today, too. So that's kind of really the history of wine tasting. It's been around for so long, though, but it's definitely become very popular as well. Now, what it is, of course, simply put, really, it's a process of elevating and appreciating wine by using sight, smell, and taste. You also get to be in the aroma, of course, not only tasting the wine, but also seeing it too, seeing the different bottles and the designs there too. The atmosphere is so important as well when it comes to wine tasting. You want a setting that's pretty relaxed, nice, clean as well too. You don't want to go to like a fancy wine tasting, a back alley somewhere. You want to go somewhere where it's, nice and clean and they have nice aromas and things like that too. So a couple places to go to. First one that comes to mind here, Geneva Winery and Tasting Room. Now this is of course located in, you guessed it, Geneva. And it's a winery place. Visitors can taste and purchase a variety of wines at this downtown winery with a patio as well, too. Now, they're going to be opening at 11 a.m. They're at 426 South 3rd Street, Suite 1A in Geneva. So they're right over there by where Barrel and Rye is. If you're familiar with Barrel and Rye, they have pretty good burgers there, too. It is not too far away from the Fox River, so very nice. It's Geneva Winery and Tasting. It's also right by the Little Traveler, which is one of my favorite places to go to in downtown Geneva. And it's a nice place to go to as well, especially in the colder days. They have the cute little igloos, which is actually a picture here on the screen. They've got the cute little igloos during the colder seasons with those beautiful heaters there too, the fire heaters is what I call them. So the Geneva Winery, it's a pretty elegant place to go to. You can enjoy some beautiful glasses of wine. They have an exquisite array of different wines to choose from, of course. Whether you like something a little bit more red or white, maybe you like something a little bit more sparkly, something more dry, or maybe something a little bit more sweet. I'm much more of a sweet wine person. I like to taste it. You can, of course, also pair it with a nice charcuterie board as well, too. Those little nibbles to kind of, definitely enhance the experience as well, too. It gives you something to pick up with your fingers and eat it, and then also to have a glass of wine in your hand, too. Now, when it comes to drinking wine, I do like, I don't drink a whole lot. I don't drink a whole lot because I drink one glass and I'm already like a little bit tipsy. It's just how I am. You think as someone who's Russian, I'd be able to take, and I can't. But I do like to drink it in a nice chalice or a glass too. That also helps to enhance the experience as well. So it's a good place to go to. This is called Geneva Winery and Tasting Room. Now, if we go to their website here, it's genevawinery.com. That's genevawine.com is their website. This is where every sip, I almost said with every spill. You don't want to spill the wine. Where every sip tells a story. Geez, I'm acting like I just drank wine. I'm not. For the shared love of clinking glasses among friends to the perfect blend of homemade comfort and sophisticated flavors, Geneva Winery invites you to enjoy their exceptional wines. And again, they have their wines, they say our wines, our friends, our community. And that's important too, is that you're able to communicate with other people. It brings people together. It's an experience to enjoy where not only you're just, it's not like it's just, I'm going here to just drink wine, which if you are, that's totally fine too. But it's fun to be able to chat with people as well. You get to say, this little flavoring here is, a tad bit more bitter. How do you think of it? And then they respond, things like that. So you get that nice combination there too. It has a nice rustic charm and sophisticated atmosphere. They're definitely an ideal downtown haven for both wine aficionados and novices as well too. So go on and visit them. They've got actually in total 4 different unique locations. The one I'm talking about here is in downtown Geneva. So definitely a good place to go to. They have a symphony of flavors when it comes to wine. You can try their red, rosé, white, specialty fruit wine, so you can experience a different range there. Sparkling wines as well too. Something to savor, celebrate, experience, and to discover and to also select too. So it's definitely an art form, I would say, for sure. Our wine tasting is an art form, and it's an experience. So I want to take a look at the red wines, see what they've got. I know there's probably one out there that I would probably like. So they have a good list here to choose from. Their world of red wine. Each bottle is a journey of deep, rich flavors and timeless traditions. They've got a collection of red wines, a testament to the art of winemaking, capturing the essence of the grape and the character of the terroir. I've never heard of that word. Terroir. I can't pronounce that, in every glass. Now I'm going to have to look up what that word means because I've never seen that word before. It's literally the word terror with an I in the middle of the O and the R at the end. Terroir. I've never heard of this word. Complete natural environment which particular wine is produced. I've never heard of this word before. That's so interesting. I'm not trying to say that how come I've never heard of this word? I've heard of so many words before, and yes, I have. But it's interesting. Terror, I don't know. I can't pronounce it, and it's just so typical of me. But anywho, you can enjoy the experience here. They've got different ones. They have a Geneva, they have a St. Charles wine, they have one called the Goat, they have a Viking St. Charles Gnome. They've got a lot of good ones here too. So they're located at 426 South 3rd Street in Geneva, if you want to try them out. They also do have an Elburn location at Burnage Road and also North River Street, Batavia location as well. So if you do want to check out their website, it's genevawine.com. You can also enjoy a wine club membership too. Elevate your experience. Join the family. Some club benefits for all members include a 25% discount on wine purchases, exclusive access to, quote, members only and allocated wines. Of course, you also get invitations to exclusive members only events. Yes, for the club members only. How fun is that? Complimentary tastings at winery for 4, reserved seating and exclusive events, including Swedish Days, Festival of the Vine, etc. And then also a complimentary birthday drink as well, too. Their wine club is a way to become a part of the Geneva Winery family. Members can enjoy access to new releases from their limited production of wines, and specialty bottles, as well as an exclusive member discount on wine purchases too. So sounds like a good plan there too, if you're interested. If you're part of the club, you can get like one bottle for $12.95 a month as a part of the club too, if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. And it's a good experience. It's something that can bring people together too. It's an art form, I would say. You can also check out different venues that are featured on their website too to create some memorable moments there. They've got their Batavia Riverview room, which is a pretty nice room. Can gather all together, maximum capacity of 75 people. You can rent the room and then just kind of, have a little party there, or a big party as well. They also do their outdoors walk. So Batavia River Walk outdoors. It could be great for like weddings and private parties, things like that too. Something very classy and enjoyable. So check out their website. That is genevawine.com. Again, genevawine.com is the website to go to. The time is 10:48. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN here in just a bit. Stay tuned.
It's always exciting to hear Elgin business owners like Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studios share positivity about the local community.
Elgin is on its way, and it has been, and sometimes, we got set back, the pandemic, and it's been rough. Everyone has felt it, and in so many different ways. What we're trying to do is a lot of hand-holding and shoulder rubbing and being like, it's okay, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get this town a lot more money. We're very lucky to live in this community right now. There's nothing like this around here.
Feel the positive power of the first shift with me, Marky B, weekday mornings on WRMN. Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644. Go out for Chinese tonight at the China House, 1900 Sycamore Road in DeKalb. Enjoy a platter for two, which includes Shanghai shrimp rolls, beef teriyaki, crab rangoon, spare ribs, as well as chicken wings and shrimp. The China House also offers all Chinese favorites, as well as sushi and hibachi, plus American food and ice cream. Try seafood, beef, chicken, sushi, and more from their most popular buffet items. Let China House tempt your taste buds. Call 815-748-0032.
Okay, antibodies, huddle up. We're a great team, but the flu is dominating. The good news is the human we're protecting just got his flu shots. That means all of us antibodies have strong new gear that will help us fight and defend against the flu. We must win so that our human can stay healthy and help protect the people he cares about most.
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect yourself and others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400 and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. We are still in the 10 o'clock hour. We've got a couple minutes left here. Then when we come back, we get into the 11 o'clock hour. The 11 o'clock hour for the agenda there, of course, is we are going to be having a special interview by another spectacular author, so stay tuned for that. And then also at 12 o'clock, we're going to be having another interview on talking a little bit about a pretty cool event that's coming up here as well, too. So stay tuned for that. They're going to be popping in, I think, in studio here, too. So that should be a fun time. So that's coming up here for later today, coming up pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Let's take a look here. There was another place I wanted to talk about when it came to wine tasting. Not just wine, though, this place offers. It's also whiskey. This is called Whiskey and Wine. Now, they're located in Algonquin. Pardon me. And then they open later in the day. So their time frame is open later in the day during the week. On the weekends, they open at 12. During the weekdays, they start opening at 4 o'clock. So they're open Monday through Friday from 4 until 11. Saturday, they're open 12 to 11. Sunday, 12 to 9. So their hours are extended during the weekends. So this is called Whiskey and Wine, located in Algonquin at 103 South Main Street is where it's located. Again, right near the Fox River, of course, too. So very nice. On North Main Street, it's called Whiskey and Wine. It's right by Cucina Bella in Algonquin. Let's see some other places. Scorched Earth Brewing Company, it's right near there. Pioneer Park, so it's not too far away from there. Pioneer Park. There's some other ones out there around the area too. Algonquin Middle School, it's kind of like across from there, across from that area. When you cross the Fox River from Algonquin Middle School, it's in the area of where Town Park is, Town Park. There's a Circle K gas station, the Texan Barbecue, and some other ones out there too. So that is called Whiskey and Wine. That's where they're located. It's Whiskey and Wine. Looks like a nice place to go to. Wine tasting room allowing guests to enjoy wine from all around the globe and an exceptional variety of whiskeys. So you get both of these too, depending on what you like. If you're a wine person, you can go here. If you're a whiskey fan, you can go here. Or if you are a connoisseur of both, then you can, of course, get both of them here. Either or both if you want to try both of them. So the whiskeyandwineroom.com is their website to go to. Their tasting room in Algonquin. They believe there's always some time for trying something new, a fine whiskey or wine, or enjoying a charcuterie board with a group of friends. Again, there's that theme of community and friendship that goes into wine tasting as well, as an art form and also as a form of friendship and community talking. Talking together. They have a private event room for large groups located in downtown Algonquin. Whiskey and Wine tasting room allows guests to enjoy wine from around the globe and also those whiskeys too. They're available any day, anytime too. So join them on Wednesdays, which is today, for their BOGO. Now their BOGO is wine tasting, 5 tastings every hour, every 12 minutes, with a new winery featured every week. Every day is every day 20% off all wine bottles or cases if you get them to go. They also have all you need for your day in the park. Grab a bottle of your favorite wine and a charcuterie plate to go. They'd like to personally invite you to stop in today for private parties, tasting events, bourbon, wine, and whiskey, and so much more too. So feel free to check it out. That's whiskeyandwineroom.com. They also do offer other services as well here too. So they offer their specialties, which includes their whiskey tasting, wine tasting, private parties, tasting room, bottle sales, and wine whiskey. Some other things that are also available, they offer picnic baskets. So that's nice too. They have that as kind of a correspondence with each other, or a pairing is a better way to put it. You can pair those big picnic baskets so that you can, carry your wine and whiskey in, or you can do a charcuterie board. They also do offer old fashions and Manhattans. You can also try, of course, the products available. Of course, the whiskey and wine and bourbon, their charcuterie boards, picnic baskets, and the also wine sales and whiskey sales too. So you can check that out. View also some testimonials. Check out their menu as well. They offer their hors d'oeuvres to start off the day. You can have a nice little focaccia bread as a good pairing with that, maple bourbon pork belly, or maybe even a carrot cake, right? Have some carrot cake. Doesn't matter the time of the day. And also, they've got chocolate cake here, too. You can try a lobster Pop-Tart. Interesting, a lobster Pop-Tart. It includes chives, cream cheese, and sweet chili sauce. That's very interesting. I've never heard of that before, a lobster Pop-Tart. You can do lamb lollipops or spicy lemon garlic crab crawl. They have their charcuterie boards. They have their Uncrustables as well, too. You can do jam, honey, or Nutella. Pretty nice. And for $3, not too bad. You can try their beers. So they do have a list of beers there that you can check out as well. They also do have cocktails. So you can enjoy a nice French cocktail too, which includes gin, lemon juice, simple syrup, and champagne. You can try the Manhattan, Old Fashioned, or Kentucky Mule. You can even do an Irish Mule, a Moscow Mule with the vodka, and ginger beer and lime juice. Or you can even have just a nice Bloody Mary for the Halloween season here too. Wine by the glass, of course, featuring tasting wines that are also available by the bottle, too. So you can get them by the bottle. So it's a nice little list there. Feel free to check it out. That is at whiskeyandwineroom.com. That's whiskeyandwineroom.com. And it's a nice little place to go to as well. You can check out within the downtown area. It's in a single building there. Beautifully located, separated from the other buildings as well, so it definitely stands out. A lot of those downtown buildings are all connected to each other. This one is its own, standalone, unique. I like it. So if you want to check out more information, feel free to visit their website or also check them out online. Again, they're open Monday through Friday, 4 to 9:30 p.m., Saturday from 12 to 11, and Sunday 12 to 9. This does wrap it up here for the first hour of Out to Lunch with WRMN. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the books. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch in just a bit.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Cintas. The Elgin Police Department is holding a special ceremony on Saturday as they're going to officially swear in 3 new K-9 officers, Charm, Ace, and Mac. Residents are invited to gather at the department at 10 a.m. to witness the swearing-in ceremony. Naperville Police investigating a shooting that occurred on Tested Drive on Monday. An 18-year-old male is hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. It happened just after 9 p.m. on Monday, with Naperville police officers finding the victim outside an apartment building and swiftly transporting them to medical care. The Elgin Image Awards were held last night at the Gail Borden Public Library. The event, organized by Enhancing Elgin Committee of the Elgin Area Chamber Elgin Development Group, celebrating individuals and organizations making contributions to the communities. Awards including the Excellence in DEI, the Game Changer Project, and the Volunteer Extraordinaire were handed out last night. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $500 on select LG major appliances. And get holiday inflatables for under $20. Because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 10/24 through 11/5. Applies to select LG major appliances only. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Belux Bar and Grill, Wisconsin Dells, is the quintessential American grill and bar, with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. Belux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. World Series, the Yankees have forced Game 5 after an 11-4 win last night in the Bronx. The Dodgers up 3-1 in the best of 7. Anthony Volpe's third-inning grand slam overcame Freddie Freeman's record-setting home run. Freeman homered for his 6th consecutive series game, hitting a 2-run drive in the first. LA closed within 6-4 with a 2-run fifth that included Will Smith's homer off starter Luis Gil and an RBI grounder from Freeman. Austin Wells and Gleyber Torres added home runs for the Yankees, who broke the game open with a 5-run eighth. They had scored just 7 runs over the first 3 games. Game 5 is tonight. Yankees ace Garrett Cole gets to start. Jack Flaherty gets the ball for the Dodgers in a rematch of Game 1 starting pitchers. The Yankees win tonight forces Game 6. That'd be Friday in Los Angeles. Game 7, if necessary, Saturday in LA. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going, so I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22, scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. You're listening to WRMN AM 1410, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. It is the 11 o'clock hour here on Out to Lunch. Again, I'm your host, Matt, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin. A little bit overcast skies today, but that's okay. We're seeing the temperatures in high of 78 with a little bit more humidity. So, you know, I'm looking forward to a little bit more of in the 60s and things like that too. But, you know, it happens. That's okay. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the show. Remember that we are broadcasting live here and also streaming live on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. If you'd like to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, you can always keep up to date and in the loop with what's happening here on WRMN and what's going on here within the Fox River Valley. And also beyond here as well, too, with our new author series. Again, I want to give a shout out to Rob Southgate, who has been helping us here immensely when it comes to setting up interviews with some really, really cool authors as well here, too. And that's brought to you by Four Horsemen Publications. And don't forget, tomorrow is the last day to get in on the super spooky Steals of Deals sale. All horror, mystery, and thriller books at 25% off. Now, what we've got today, of course, is a very special guest coming on here on the airwaves here. Please welcome October Kane to the stage. How you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good, thank you. I'm so glad you're able to come on the air and talk about yourself and also you as a writer and some cool books, too. And I love the name October, by the way.
Thank you.
Very cool. Do you get a lot of compliments like that, especially like in the October season, like this month?
I've definitely gotten people commenting on it, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It's really cool. So you are a horror author and longtime fan of all things spooky. So what got you interested in starting to write books in general, or got you interested in the all the spooky stuff?
Well, that's interesting because I would love to know what originally caused it, because my original memory is being like, I couldn't have been older than like 5 years old. And I was already like drawing little monsters for various school related writing assignments.
Okay.
So I don't know what caused me to latch on to the idea of monsters that early, but it is that early. But from there, like, I'd go to the library and I'd pick up Goosebumps because I am a 90s kid, occasional horror books throughout my life. Being pretty committed to writing horror books is actually pretty new. I've written horror throughout my whole life as a writer, but like really like, you know, writing these whole books on the subject is probably something that's only occurred in the last 2 to 3 years.
Okay. Very interesting. Were you always like, were you as a kid? I've noticed this from a lot of other thriller, mystery, and horror authors that they used to be like terrified, but also intrigued at the same time. Were you terrified of this as a kid, or were you always just kind of like, hey, this is my thing. I'm not afraid of this at all.
I think I was terrified of certain things. Other things didn't bother me. Like, even like Goosebumps didn't scare me that often at that level when I was the right age for them. But I never really like gravitated towards horror movies, so that probably would have dramatically scared me if I had been exposed to them when I was that young. But it was more a fascination. It really does spawn from a fascination with monsters and then realizing there was a genre about monsters. So
yeah. Very cool. What, I mean, there's tons of different Goosebumps books out there. Like, what on the top of your head is like one of your favorites that you like?
Oh boy. I remember the one that scared me was the first Monster Blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just the idea of there's like a scene where a character almost gets yanked into the ooze, and that was scary to me at the time. It's probably somewhat comedic if I were to read it now.
Yeah.
Favorite Goosebumps book. I don't really have one. I just remember the monsters I liked. Like, I like Slappy the Dummy. And,
yeah, me too.
Well, at least he's iconic, yeah. What else is? It was more like whatever I could get available. I've never gotten to read even the original. I think it's 52 books.
Okay. I'm trying to remember too, because I did also read the series as well.
Yeah, I just acquired them randomly. It was mixed in with all the other children's books I was reading at the time. Like I was reading the original Percy Jackson, which is also very monster heavy. So
yeah, that's a good series as well there too. So you've been reading since you were young. Tell us a little bit about the Quill Point Chronicles. I'll pull it up on the screen here too, so people on YouTube can see it as well.
Okay. Yeah, so the Quill Point Chronicles it's 2 books so far. There's going to be more books in the series. So I don't know if this is an actual term, but I like using it because I call it epic horror. Are you familiar with like epic fantasy books like like Lord of the Rings or Brandon Sanderson or okay. So, they're books that are usually have a lot of characters, explore like a large setting. So I'm doing something similar with my horror books. There isn't like one central character in these books. There's a bunch of characters that I like check in at different times. It's called the Quill Point Chronicles because it's about a town called Quill Point, which is obviously not a real town. At least I don't think so. But most of the story, not all of it, takes place within the town and it like checks in with all the various citizens. And I have a lot of fun building the interconnectivity of a small town because, everybody's somebody's neighbor or cousin or has worked for somebody or yada, yada. So it's built on that. But the actual, plot of it is that there's a day where a weird storm rolls in and suddenly cell phones don't work, cars don't work, and nobody can seem to be able to get out of the town. So it is quite apocalyptic. In that sense. There's a lot of like characters dealing with the fact that nobody can leave, food is limited. There's, power play can happen where people try to take charge because nobody can get in or out. So that's the like general structure of the plot.
That's really cool. And then you said, so there's like a group of like, there's main characters and then there's also new characters that come in and.
Yeah, it's off the top of my head, I don't actually know how many people you would consider a main character because it's probably more than 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I check in on this person and this person. And there are a lot of like, side characters who are there because it's a lot of fun because like if I need to write a grocery store, suddenly I'm like, well, I need employees for the grocery store. And I can either use people I've already come up with or I have to create a whole new set of people to populate this location.
So the nice thing about it sounds like here about your books is that like you said, there's like there's quite a bit of main characters. So one chapter might focus on one person and then it'll hop over to a next chapter and talk about another person and their perspective. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's broken into parts. So it'll be part 1, we stay in this character, not in their head, it's written in third person, but like we stay with this one character for however many pages, and then the book will actually say part 2 and we jump to a new person. There's also interludes, which are they're basically just another part, but they often are special in some way. Like the first book has an interlude that takes place outside of the town so that somewhat of what's happening to the rest. This is a small American town that suddenly nobody can leave. People are going to notice.
Yeah. Especially in a small town like this, too.
Yeah.
So you've got one book here, Nothing Will Be Left of the Quill Point Chronicles #1. And then you have another one, Everything Will Burn, which is the second book. Is this sort of kind of a peak in the series where would you say stuff really kind of gets out of hand, would you say? Or
honestly, the first book is pretty fast paced. Stuff is already happening that's pretty dramatic. Book 2 is more giving context for why things are happening.
Okay.
So, like, book 1, you really don't know what's going on. Characters are just reacting a lot to inexplicable things. I should also mention, in addition to the epic horror term, this is cosmic horror, which is like horror that often deals with like very big things or like gods or that sort of thing. So there's a degree of that, and characters are just starting to understand in book 2 why nobody can leave the town and why so many awful things are happening to the people there.
Okay. Now I have to ask you this too. As an author, do you ever incorporate yourself into these stories?
I think this is a pretty stereotypical thing for a writer to say, but like every character's got a little bit of me. In fact, that's kind of how I make characters. I go, okay, this personality trait, I'll like surgically extract and then try to build a whole new person around just that trait. But there isn't any character who's like directly inspired by me. I just give little bits of myself to everybody. Like I have an artist character who holds some of my opinions on art, not all of them, but and so I gave that character those traits. There's not having like a main character means that you're with a character for about as long as I want them to be there, so they can feel very crystallized in their personalities.
Well, you want to give, it sounds like you want to give each character enough time enough time and energy so that the reader can know about the character and not feel as like confused. Because sometimes I've read books before where you jump from one thing directly to another thing without even any explanation, unless, of course, that's the point of the story. Then, of course.
So I bring in each perspective character often because they happen to be in a location or related to the next thing I need to say about what's happening to the town. So if like this big cosmic horror event is happening in this specific location, I'll jump to a character who is there. So there's very little that like happens off camera, so to speak. But as to, yes, I do want each character to be like memorable and to jump in, like to give you enough perspective that you know what they're like. And also how they connect to everything, because the book definitely focuses on like social connections.
Yeah, well, and especially like you said, it's in a small town too. And then also, being able to kind of have a relationship with the different characters as well, where they come together. Or even if it's just from different perspectives as well there too. So those are 2 books that you're writing. Are you planning on writing a 3rd one?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a couple of books.
Books.
A couple implies 2. There's a few more books to get through this story. It's grown because each of the characters who are like main characters need to have like an arc. There's a lot of story left to tell because I need to. Like, I don't drop anybody. Like, there aren't characters who come in and then are never heard from again unless, something bad happens to them. It is a horror book. But I don't like leave anybody behind, basically. If I mention them, I try to finish their arc. So.
Awesome. Very cool. Now I have to ask, and I ask every author this, when it comes to writer's block, because we've all been there, how do you try to overcome the writer's block? Or when you feel like, I just feel like this story isn't getting anywhere. How do you find inspiration, or what do you do to kind of get away from it? Are there times when you're like, I have to take a break and I have to get away from this? Or are you like, I have to try to go out in the world and find inspiration? How do you kind of handle that when it comes to writer's block?
I'm a big fan of walks, just in general, just taking walks. I also just pace, which I guess is just a mini walk. I like it. I find it helpful to just like repeat back the plot so far over and over until it occurs to me what's going to happen. The way I write is often a little bit like improv acting, where I like leave details throughout the story for me to pick up and like iterate on, if that makes sense. Which helps just kind of prevent the block from happening in general, because I'll just start looking for like, did I leave any little details that I can expand into something relevant? And then sometimes I do just kind of stare into space.
Yeah.
I find if you do that long enough, you do tend to eventually figure something out. I'm very fond of staring out a window.
And sometimes you can find inspiration from that too. Something will just click and you're like, hey, I'm ready.
Yeah, I write a lot at night, so I just stare into the night sky, and that does actually help with like coming up with spooky ideas, generally speaking.
Yeah, because it's at the nighttime for sure. To go back on your book here too, are there particular themes of fear that you find kind of exploring repeatedly in your work? Like, are the fears more so, are they psychological, are they physical, or is it all kind of all at once together or at different parts?
So there isn't, so as I've been writing different characters' arcs, I do notice a pattern of character becomes more and more aware of the situation, is existentially overwhelmed because whatever's happening is just so beyond whatever their life is normally. And like, this happens with a lot of characters. They become aware of that. They go into whatever specific reaction is for that character. Sometimes they kind of shut down for a little while. And then they usually, because I want them to be proactive, will eventually go, well, I have to do something. I have to go like fight back, or I need to escape this, or I need to just, each character eventually, so the fear I deal with is kind of the fear of just being completely overwhelmed by whatever's going on. It also has a lot of, on a more micro level, it just has a lot of body horror. I do write fairly gory scenes. So for people who like that, it's not just like character sees spooky thing and then freaks out about it. There's definitely a lot of violence. But yeah, the general arc of characters is overwhelmed and then eventually decides to do something about it. And that's kind of the progression of the series. Is in the first book, characters are just kind of dealing with stuff. And as it progresses, they become more and more proactive about what they're trying to do. Now, because they're dealing with a god, because the main villain is a cosmic horror god, there's only so much they can do, but...
Right. So that also leads me to this too with character development. Now, the term development, of course, could also mean like evolution, growth, maturing, expansion. Would you also say that there are some characters in your book who almost, they almost it's almost destined that they fall apart?
A little bit, yeah, because I think a common tactic in writing horror is to put a character in a situation where they are uniquely not equipped to handle it. Like if you had a horror story about spiders and your main character wasn't afraid of spiders, I don't think there's many horror stories like that.
Right.
So there is a degree of that. They're being pushed on things that already bother them. But I don't think I ever designed a character specifically to fall apart. I think I don't plan a lot. I'm not like a big outliner. It's a bit of a mystery sometimes what I'm doing, which is why I call it improv. But it just keeps happening that I'll be like, wait, I left this detail for this character. Oh, that means this about their personality. Or, oh, the way I phrased that before has this creepy implication. I can just keep making that worse.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. The improvisation can really, at times, really work out for the better in your story.
And I've learned that that's part of the process. So when I'm writing a new character, when I describe them, I'll sometimes just include details that I don't know yet what the point of it is. And I'll either remove that in editing if it ends up not going anywhere, or more often it spirals out. Like I have a character who I gave a friendship bracelet, and I don't think I realized until later that she got that from her brother, because when I was writing a different character and I was like, oh, that's her brother. I didn't plan that. It just works out, and it just kind of connected.
So that's interesting too. So then would you also say with improvisation could also lead to, well, every reader can interpret a book how they want, but would you say that there's, with those little gaps, that it could be really kind of up for interpretation up to the reader?
Probably if I don't think to explain them. I am very like data to detail oriented, I guess. Like when I'm editing, I'm going through and like there's a field at one point there's a field of weeds at one point that I pay attention to how far it should be grown depending on the scene, because I'll jump around in time sometimes. Like, because if I'm introducing a new character, I might need to go back in their life a little bit before I get to where they are in the story now. So I'm paying attention to like really tiny details.
Yeah.
Because I find, because I don't know, that's kind of the point of this story. It's one of the things I really like writing about. It's about social connections and just how everything connects, including just basic cause and effect of how people affect their environment.
When writing your books, have you ever been in the process of writing something and you like almost scare yourself writing it?
Oh yeah. Book 1 has a scene that pretty much inspired the entire series. Like I wrote it, or I was thinking about it, and it kind of spawned what everything else I wanted to do, because it was such an impactful like visual image to me when I was writing it. It has to do with the sky, so it probably relates to my whole staring at the night sky thing.
Yeah. And then it's like, because I remember another author the other day saying that she was writing something and she scared herself writing and she had to step away. So it's so fascinating how we as humans can, get to that point where like we're writing something, it's like, oh my gosh, that's scary. I scared myself. That's very interesting. So
I definitely I disturb myself more often than scare myself.
Yeah, disturb also too.
Yeah, because sometimes the violence, I'll read it back and I go, oh, geez, that's really violent. Okay.
Yeah. So, but that means that you're succeeding then. And if you yourself are reading it, you're like, oh my gosh, then that means you're succeeding at what you were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I hope the audience has a similar reaction.
Very cool. Well, hey, we've got like about 30 or so seconds left. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on the airwaves. How can people find out more information about you?
Well, I do have a website, octobercane.com, as well as they can go on the Four Horsemen website and find information about me. So those are the two like quickest ways to find me.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Well, again, October, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and look forward to seeing what you've got in the works as well.
Well, thank you so much. It was really fun talking to you.
Awesome. Thanks again. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye now. All right, that was October joining us today here. If you want to check out more information, you can visit his website too. That is octobercane.com. Again, octobercane.com. Feel free to check out his website page. Author of Cosmic Horror, Dark Fantasy, and Other Strange Tales. Absolutely. Very, very cool. You can also check out, of course, 4horsemanpublications.com for more information as well. Remember, 1 day left for the spooky sale. All horror, mystery, and thriller at 25% off. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch in just a bit.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. At least 75 people in 13 states have been infected with E. coli from McDonald's Quarter Pounders. Dr. Lippy Roy tells News Nation.
Some of the typical symptoms that you would see are diarrhea, often bloody diarrhea, but not always, severe vomiting, dehydration, stomach cramps, and signs of dehydration would be you're not peeing as much or urinating as much, your dry mouth, and you could also have lightheadedness. So these are some of the things that people should be looking for.
Dr. Roy says a recent rise in foodborne illnesses can be associated with severe climate changes, like droughts and heat waves, which can impact the temperature of food. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
For a local spotlight, I'm Ben Boquist. Celebrate Giving Tuesday all season long by donating, volunteering, and spreading the word about these amazing local Elgin organizations. Giving Tuesday is a global movement that encourages people to give back to their communities, typically through charitable donations, volunteer work, or acts of kindness. It takes place annually on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. This Giving Tuesday in Elgin, you can donate to the Ecker Center for Behavioral Health. The Ecker Center provides behavioral health support, including mental health and substance use disorder services, to individuals in the Elgin area. These services include short-term and long-term treatment and therapeutic programs, prevention services, and a 24-hour crisis hotline. Learn more at eckercenter.org. That's ECKERCENTER.org. I'm Ben Boquist, WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on the first shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's the first shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
What makes a great pizza restaurant? The obvious answer, great pizza. A local favorite since 1983, Pizza Pub Wisconsin Dells has been serving up the best pizza in the Dells. Year after year after year. Not hungry for pizza? Try the homemade lasagna, chicken parmesan, burgers, salads, and an extensive kids menu. Or take a trip or two to the all-you-care-to-eat lunch buffet. Pizza Pub, walking distance to water parks and hotels in Wisconsin Dells. Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery, sponsored by Sendix Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit MilwaukeeZoo.org.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town. Thank you again to October Kane for coming on here to the radio, onto WRMN, AM 1410. Very good. Interesting book series there, too, that he has written, and also continuing on going into some other book series as well, too. So, again, pardon me. Happens when you're a radio host. You breathe in a lot of air and then it, comes out. Anywho. So we've got here 4horsemanpublications.com. That's 4horsemanpublications.com. If you'd like to read some more information, of course, on the page about the authors as well out there too. You can check out our authors, our narrators, and also our editors, and also Storytellers Forge as well. That's under authors and teams at 4, that's the number 4, horsemanpublications.com. To kind of learn a little bit on some of these different artists here as well too, and we've got some good ones. We already did talk about some really awesome authors out there too. Had, of course, October on here, and looking forward to tomorrow's interview as well too. So feel free to check out that information at 4horsemanpublications.com. Let's take a look at the National Day calendar today. We've got some days nationally today. Days to recognize, appreciate, and to celebrate. We'll start off here with this one with a pretty popular one. National Wicked Day today on October 30th. Happy National Wicked Day, honoring one of Broadway's longest running musicals known as Wicked. Yes, oh my goodness. Millions of theater fans from around the world are celebrating today as the day the musical Wicked premiered on Broadway. Now, I have seen the musical before. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm telling you, I highly recommend seeing the Broadway musical. Now, I did not see it when Kristen Chenoweth was there as playing Glinda. I can't remember who it was, but nonetheless, still, it was a very good time. I did see it on Broadway. It was very, very good. The musical Wicked first debuted on October 30th in 2003. Now, I can distinctly remember seeing this debut because I remember when it was the Spring Hill Mall had Barnes & Noble. If you remember, Spring Hill Mall had Barnes & Noble. They used to have a, I said they used to have a book section. They used to have tons of book sections, of course. But there was one near the Starbucks Cafe, kind of towards, I'm talking to people who remember this. There was the cafe, and then you turn a bit and there was the restrooms. And then there was always kind of a book display that was at an angle. And I remember as a little kid seeing the Wicked book. The book of Wicked, it was like around 2004 or 2005, and it was still kind of fairly new-ish, maybe a year or two old, but it was on display, and I remember looking at it too, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? This is The Wizard of Oz, but it's like different, because I was used to watching, of course, the 1939 Wizard of Oz. I was like, what's this, Wicked? So I was kind of intrigued in that too, and of course, the book had a lot of colorful images, and of course, things like that, and it was all related to the Broadway play, as well as like costume designs and set designs, and so it was a whole book. It was called Wicked. It was a Wicked book. I want to see if maybe they have like the book online. It was a big book, I remember, and it had, of course, the iconic logo. I remember seeing it at Barnes & Noble, and it was a lot of pictures. It was mainly a picture book, and it was tons of pictures from the Broadway performances, as well as, of course, the costume designs, the set designs, some even sections from the scripts and things like that too. So I'm trying to see. It was it was a behind the scenes book. I remember it was a behind the scenes book. Here it is. Okay, I'll show it on the screen here so you can see it. The Grimmery, Wicked, the Grimmery, behind-the-scenes look at the hit Broadway musical. I remember this book being on the shelf at Barnes & Noble and looking through it. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at all this cool stuff. So yeah, it was pictures from the Broadway musical. I remember flipping through it. I was like, what is this book? This is so interesting. So yes, that's what it is. Behind-the-scenes look at the hit Broadway musical is what that book was. I don't know what year it was released in particular here, but I do remember seeing it when I was younger, going to Barnes & Noble. I remember seeing that too, and I was very fascinated with it. So that was really kind of the first time I had heard about the book, Wicked. Okay, October 26, 2005. I figured it was somewhere around 2005 or so. So then it would have been new, because I remember seeing it as a little kid. It was new on the shelf at Barnes & Noble. So that's kind of when I started knowing about Wicked. I had never heard of it before, and it caught my eye when I was as a little kid. I was like, what is this? Well, of course, now we also have here as well the release date for the Wicked musical fantasy movie, of course, which the release date will be November 22nd. So, of course, kind of also a good day to also recognize as well. We've got Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. Is that right? Am I pronouncing that right? Elphaba. And then there's Ariana Grande as Glinda as well too. Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard as well there too. Peter Dinklage is also in the film as well too. So we've been seeing lots of trailers for this. We've been seeing some interesting conversations and memes about this too. If you are more so chronically online and you're aware with certain things with the poster that people were not commenting nice things about and stuff like that. But anywho, that's anyways. But today is National Wicked Day. Yes, the Broadway Wicked. It's been performed nearly 8,000 times. It's been seen by over 50 million people. In fact, it has been translated into 6 different languages. I also have to say here, too, I had a friend in high school who would go see Wicked every year for like 6, 7, 8 years straight. They'd see it every year because they loved the story. Now, today, of course, we celebrate the legacy of Wicked being one of the most successful musicals on Broadway. So very, very cool. Now, Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West was actually written in 1995. So this was kind kind of the start of Wicked here by Gregory Maguire. It was his first of 4 books of the Wicked Years series written by Maguire. The story is based on L. Frank Baum's Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Follows the life of the Wicked Witch of the West. The storyline in the Wicked series focuses on the unlikely friendship that forms between Elphaba and also Glinda until the world decides to call one good and the other one wicked too. So there's a backstory to this. I love movies when you get a backstory. I think that's always very fascinating. When you see a movie and then later in time they make another movie or a separate movie that tells about that backstory. I always find that very fascinating. One movie in particular, as I'm sidetracking here, is Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version. When they made the second movie, and you get the backstory of the Red Queen and the White Queen together, played by Helena Bonham Carter and Anne Hathaway. So I was so excited when I'd seen the backstory, because I was always so curious about that as well too. So I always like those backstories, and this is kind of a little bit of a backstory here too. Now, of course, there's different adaptations when it comes to, of course, movies as well. There's what is that movie? It's with Mila Kunis. Oz the Great and Powerful. It came out in 2013. So there's a backstory to that one too that is different from the one in Wicked. So there's different adaptations, of course. But nonetheless, still always pretty fascinating to have those different backstories. Is always fascinating to me. Now, again, Wicked became an adaptation into the Broadway musical in 2003. It's won over 100 international awards, including 3 Tony Awards and the Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album. Notable Wicked alumni include Idina Menzel, Kristen Chenoweth, Joel Grey, Megan Hilty, Stephanie J. Block, Annalee Ashford, and also Taye Diggs, and a lot more also out there as well too. Now, to pay homage to L. Frank Baum's writing, Maguire formulated the name Elphaba from the pronunciation of his initials, LFB. So there you go, LFB. After the opening number, the ensemble members make a 30-second quick change into their Shiz University costumes, all while singing and watching the backstage conductor monitors. Wicked is seen by more people each week than any other show, making it Broadway's most popular musical. Definitely so. It started off in the 2000s as wanting to be popular, and then it became popular too, partially due to the fact that, of course, there's lots of great music in there, of course, like the song Popular. It takes over 125 company members to run the Wicked backstage. In fact, the show requires 50 to 75 front of house staff and dozens more at off-site offices too. So it's definitely big. It is big and it is magnificent. So with that being said here, a day to celebrate. Go check it out on Broadway, of course. You can even just look up Wicked Broadway. Check out the musical, wickedthemusical.com. You can view, of course, as well. You can get tickets, witness the original Broadway blockbuster, of course. Check out all that information posted there as well. That's all posted on their website. So again, it is such a beloved story that so many people for so long have enjoyed and are continuing to enjoy as well to this day. And it's only going to grow from here too, especially with the movie coming out now in November. So very cool. That's a day to celebrate today. And hey, you know what? Pink goes good with green. There you go. And the time is 11:45. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll discuss more on some national days today. Stay tuned. You're listening to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410.
Hide out with friends at Galati's Hideaway in Cary. It's the perfect place for lunch, dinner, and specialty drinks. Check out their sports bar for the best spot to watch games. Try Galati's dining room for a relaxing night of dining on their signature Italian dishes. Try their great pizza or the build-your-own burger. Galati's Hideaway also has a large variety of entree favorites like prime filet, steak kebabs, salmon, and ribs. Book your party in their banquet room. Visit GalatisHideaway.com.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
Imagine planting, tending, and raising your crops all season long, only to discover a micronutrient deficiency is robbing your yield potential. Once you spot signs of nutrient deficiencies, it can be difficult to bounce back. Get ahead of manganese, boron, and copper deficiencies with Moxon from CHS. Designed with a patented Levosol chelate, Moxon increases nutrient availability and provides your crops with the nutrition they need. Ask your local CHS retailer about the power of Moxon.
Available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes the backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended his case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety test as well as the breathalyzer tests. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcripts from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. It's Elphaba, not Elphaba. Oh my gosh, I am so much like Ron Weasley. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. It's Elphaba, not Elphaba. Yeah, I know. You know it. I embrace it. It is what it is. I'm just not good at pronouncing stuff. But hey, you know what? I try to have a kick in my step anyways and laugh it off. So there you go. Can't always be always good at pronouncing stuff. That's kind of part of my character. It is what it is. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far. You're listening to WRMN AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town. We're broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a beautiful Wednesday day today. We are starting to see actually a little bit more sun coming through here too. So it is mostly cloudy, but we are seeing a little bit more sun. And as I'm speaking right now, we just got a nice ray of sun coming through on the sidewalk here too. So there you go. Some other days recognized today. It's National Publicist Day, recognized today on October 30th. Recognizing publicists from around the country on October 30th. And of course, the PR they provide each day. On October 30th, 1906. The New York Times printed verbatim the very first press release written by Ivy Lee, the, quote, father of modern PR. Ivy Lee represented the Pennsylvania Railroad. On October 28th, 1906, 50 people lost their lives. A 3-car train jumped a trestle in New Jersey and plunged into a thoroughfare creek. In response, Ivy Lee created the first press release. But he not only convinced the railroad to distribute a public statement, but he also convinced them to provide a special train to get reporters to the scene of an accident too. Impressed by Lee's innovative approach to corporate communications, the New York Times printed the first press release verbatim on October 30th, 1906 as, quote, statement from the road. How cool is that? And that information was obtained from searchenginewatch.com. Public relations is such a love-hate relationships that are involved. You love to hate it. You hate to love it, you know. And this industry isn't an instant gratification one, but it does keep you on your toes for sure. Public relations always work as well too. It's an opportunity to appreciate publicists for all that they do to improve brand communications with the public. So there's a day recognized today, National Publicist Day. Another day recognized today, it's National Candy Corn Day today. Happy National Candy Corn Day, as we are on Halloween Eve, not All Hallows Eve, but Halloween Eve, I guess you could say. It's the day before Halloween. Country celebrates the favorite vegetable with National Candy Corn Day. Now, I've also heard a lot of people don't like candy corn. I tolerate it. You know, it's not, I don't find it to be, oh my goodness, it's so delicious. But it's not like, you know, it's not horrible either. I tolerate it. I tolerate candy corn. I'll nibble at it here and there, of course, to get into the Halloween spirit. Now, going back into the history of the candy corn here, in the late 1800s, George Renninger of the Wonderl Candy Company, I think that's how it's pronounced, created candy corn. A sweet treat represented the bright colors of corn kernels. Originally, candy corn was yellow, orange, and white. And then by 1889, that is when the candy became popular. The Goldie's Candy Company made it popular. Later, other candy makers developed a variety of popular colors and flavors as well, too, that we see to this day. I like the traditional style of the candy corn. You just have it in a nice little dish. You kind of have it as a little bit of a candy finger food. You just pop it in, and hey, you're set and ready to go here to get into the Halloween spirit. These days, numerous recipes create the candy corn flavors in cakes, cookies, beverages, and more. I've had candy corn on cupcakes before, in cookies, or even just as is too. They can even inspire desserts as well. Add the candy to popcorn for a spectacular treat. Another delicious way to celebrate the day would be layered gelatin, pudding, or cakes with white, yellow, and orange colors and flavors too. It's kind of a representation there. Salty and sweet always pair well together too, like pink going good with green. And pretzels, candy corn, and nuts, you can mix all together to create a nice snack mix. So how to celebrate today, of course, eat some candy corn. Now, how many calories are in a candy corn? Well, a handful of candy corn, about 19 pieces or so. This is according to the National Day calendar, about 140 calories. Now, the flavors of candy corn here are interesting. There's vanilla. There's a vanilla candy corn called reindeer corn. There's also peppermint, which is known as candy cane corn. There's also a mix of chocolate and mellow cream, which is known as Indian corn. They have pumpkin spice corn out there. You can get apple, peanut butter cup, caramel apple, pumpkin, tropical, and chocolate mint. So there's lots of different flavors when it comes to candy corn. Now, the ones that I have had, I know for a fact I have had the Indian corn before, the chocolate. I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer the original. I've never had pumpkin spice, though, or apple or peanut butter or caramel apple. So the ones I've had, of course, are the traditional candy corn and then also the chocolate one, which I remember as like a little kid. I think maybe even we had it in like first grade because we had a Halloween party at school. I think the teacher did provide the chocolate candy corn. I was like, it's okay, but I like the original better. So that's a day to celebrate today, especially as we are in the Halloween season. Tomorrow is Halloween. Another day recognized today is called Speak Up for Service Day. That is recognized today. It is important for young people to be actively involved in the community service. Too often, the good deeds of young people go unnoticed by their communities. Speak Up for Service Day gives recognition to the overlooked. It serves as a reminder to tell others about the contributions of young people in their communities. That's important too. Each year, the Speak Up for Service public speaking contest is held in conjunction with the North Dakota State Lions Convention. Other Lions Club and districts throughout North America sponsor similar public speaking contests. How to observe, of course, speak up about service initiatives in your community, recognize the youth in your community as well for the projects they support and initiate too, because the youth out there definitely need the support because they're our future. When we give credit to their hard work, our community thrives. Many organizations also create opportunities for youth to get involved too. So that's a day to recognize, of course, to speak up, of course, and recognize those who are doing the same as well too. So those are some days recognized on National Day calendar. You can check out more information at nationaldaycalendar.com. There's also some other things here too. You can check out here today's National Checklist Day as well. Today's also Haunted Refrigerator Night. This is interesting. Haunted Refrigerator Night. Interesting. There's nothing more terrifying than an old moldy food in the fridge. And that's why it's recognized today as Haunted Refrigerator Night. Now, of course, when I think, what is that movie? Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, I think of the fridge. That creeps me out. If you've seen the movie before, it's a very sad movie. It's a horror drama film, but it's sad. Requiem for a Dream. There's a scene with a refrigerator. It's very creepy, but it's sad too, if you know the situation. But that's what it reminded me of when I saw that Haunted Refrigerator Night tonight. So maybe stay away from the fridge tonight. I don't know. We'll see. There's also some other national days as well too that are recognized today. So feel free to check that out. National Text Your Ex Day. I don't know if you want to do that. There's some other days as well. Feel free to check out all that information posted onto nationaltoday.com. Thanks so much for joining us here today on Out to Lunch with WRMN. We're going to hit it off with the 12 o'clock hour coming up just in a little bit here as we get into the afternoon. Starting to see the wind blow continuing on here too. And it's hardly, it actually doesn't feel as warm now as it did before. Feels like it's starting to cool down a bit. I don't know. Could just be me. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN, touching base with the local libraries and telling us what's going on here in the Fox River Valley. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a bit.
At the law offices of Guthrie & Brady, we are dedicated to providing high-quality legal services at affordable prices. Whether you're dealing with real estate transactions, foreclosures, or will and estates, our experienced team, including Mary Brady, the happy lawyer, is here to help. With over 50 years of experience, you can trust that our attorneys have the knowledge and expertise to handle your legal needs. Our comfortable and welcoming office, along with our professional staff, makes it easy for you to get the legal guidance you deserve. If you're looking for expert legal services you can rely on, contact the law offices of Guthrie & Brady today. Schedule a consultation and let us put our decades of experience to work for you. For more information, visit gandblegal.com. That's gandblegal.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 12 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cintas. Nicor Gas is teaming with State Senator Christina Castro's office for a substantial donation to local families struggling to meet with basic needs. A recent event held at the Elgin Community College, distributing over 3,800 pounds of food and provided 240 energy efficiency kits to 241 families. 21-year-old Anderson A. Contreras has been denied bail after being charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery. The incident, which claimed the life of a 36-year-old Sunday Ogunjimi on October 12th, occurred due to a dispute over the color of clothing. That according to the assistant state's attorney. Chicago's beloved Polar Express train ride will take a detour from its traditional route this year. Due to significant construction over at the Union Station, the enchanting holiday event will now operate at the Fox River Trolley Museum in Elgin, scheduled from November 30th to December 22nd. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $500 on select LG major appliances. And get holiday inflatables for under $20. Because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 10/24 through 11/5. Applies to select LG major appliances only. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Wake up, Fox River Valley. WRMN AM 1410 is shaking things up with a brand new weekday lineup that'll keep you informed, entertained, and engaged. I'm Marky B, WRMN Program Director and host of The First Shift, inviting you to start your day with The First Shift from 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Larry Jones, Jakes, myself, and the entire First Shift team bring you the latest local news, entertainment, and, my favorite, more to kick off your morning. Then it's Out to Lunch with Matt McNeil from 10 until 1 p.m. Tune in for your midday fix of news, interviews, community happenings, and of course, the legendary WRMN Tradio Show. In the afternoon, join us for Fox Valley Afternoons from 2 until 6 p.m. Tammy and friends will chat lifestyle from 2 to 4, while Sonar and his crew dive into politics and news from 4 until 6. Plus, get to know the movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley with exclusive interviews, too. Don't miss out on our new local lineup that's tailor-made for you. WRMN AM 1410, the talk of the town. Tune in and turn it up.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Blackhawks return to action Thursday night. It's a road game at San Jose. The Sharks 2-7-2, Chicago 3-6-1. It's the first of 3 straight on the West Coast for the Blackhawks, who play a busy schedule. After tomorrow, they visit Los Angeles to play the Kings Saturday, then Anaheim on Sunday. Then it's back home a week from tonight against Detroit. The Bears visit the Cardinals this Sunday. Roster move on Tuesday. Chicago placed offensive lineman Bill Murray on the injured reserve. More heat on defensive back Tyreek Stevenson after video emerged of him making a playful bet with fans before the game. Stevenson was taunting fans just before Washington receiver Noah Brown connected the 52-yard Hail Mary for the improbable game-winning touchdown. Chicago's 4-3 heading into this Sunday. Arizona 4-4. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves. And earned Kohl's cash. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's election season, and WRMN 1410 is your go-to source for up-to-the-minute coverage. From federal races to county board seats, local offices, and advisory questions, we're delivering the latest updates as results roll in. Need clarification on a candidate or a ballot measure? Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. Our team will provide nonpartisan, factual insights on anyone or anything on the Kane County ballot. Stay with WRMN 1410, the talk of the town, for live reports, breaking news, and the information you need to stay ahead. Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410 because informed voters make the difference.
right. Welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin. Serving the Fox River Valley, of course. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the show so far. If you want to comment live, be a part of the conversation, feel free to do so on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. If you'd like to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, you can always keep up to date and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, and of course also with WRMN. You can also feel free to check out our website, WRMN1410.com. Again, that's WRMN1410.com. Now, I want to present to you here, this is a pretty cool place to go to when it comes to some delicious Mexican cuisine. This is called Carmina's Mexican Restaurant, and they are located here in Elgin at 1055 North Randall Road. Now, they're going to be having a pretty cool event coming up here. It's going to be a pretty cool dinner. But before we do that, we want to, of course, kind of introduce a little bit about what this place is about here. And we have here the owner. What's your name again? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my name's Kevin Redalsola.
Kevin, hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm so glad you were able to come on to the show today. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Excited.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your start in the restaurant business.
Yeah, so I've always been in the restaurant business since I was younger. My dad started Carmina's Mexican Restaurant 22 years ago. So after a while, I started taking over. It's been about 3 years now. So I just started renovating everything, making it more modern. Listening to everyone's feedback and what they want for a restaurant, and really getting that Mexican feel into the traditions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we started renovating, doing murals. All the murals in the restaurant have the whole story of my parents of how they got here, and how Carmina started as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. So I'm sure also here too, as a Mexican restaurant, you have a lot of authentic Mexican cuisine that's been passed down too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of the recipes are used from my mom's recipes. Mm-hmm. A lot of the pollo en mole, the sauces, the tortillas, anything that's, handmade is definitely, hand down.
That's really cool. What's one of your favorite types of dishes that you like?
The most popular one that we have is the carne asada, the skirt steaks. It's the seasoning is like none other. No one can match us on our seasonings as well. It's a fresh skirt steaks. We never freeze anything like that, so I always recommend anything for that. So the fajitas and the skirt steaks are our most popular dishes.
Very cool. Would you say the weekends are the most active time frame?
100%. So on Fridays we always have karaoke. And then we also have a bunch of events that we always do, like this tequila dinner that we're doing as well. We always try to make it, something different so people can come always, for the weekends. Everyone always wants something different for the weekend. So we always try to, please everyone.
Absolutely. You can't go wrong, of course, with getting a nice cocktail as well, too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The delicious, fresh made margaritas are the best.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit here about this this event that's coming up here. This is a tequila dinner, and I'll show it on the screen here too. I'll try to make sure to bring all of us up here so that all of us can see it here on the screen. But this is a tequila dinner. If you want to talk a little bit about what's going to be offered here.
Yeah. So this is our third time doing a tequila dinner pairing. We are partnering with La Reserva Tequila. So they're going to be coming out explaining a lot of their tequilas, right? But we're going to be pairing it with a specific tapas dinner. Okay. So every cocktail comes with a pairing of a food. So we're going to have ceviches, which is like the marinated shrimp with jalapenos. We're also going to have pollo en moles, flautas, and every single drink is going to be paired with that. So it's going to be really cool. A dessert one is going to be the coquito or something like that. We're still trying to figure out a couple of things, but it's going to be really good for a dessert, especially with the desserts for the Pan de Muerto, which is Day of the Dead theme.
Very cool.
They're going to be explaining it. There's going to be music. There's going to be dancing after as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun too. And the thing is also is these cocktails look amazing too. I mean, you get to, I would say definitely when it comes to the restaurant business, it's definitely would you consider it an art form?
Yes, 100%. All the drinks are really art forms. We always try to make it look pretty, but also taste really good as well.
Yeah.
So, everyone always says, "Oh, it looks really good." I'm like, "It tastes better."
Absolutely, yeah. Do you have like a signature drink that you're just really drawn to, or that you really like making?
Yeah, so it's our brand new one, which is actually on the screen right now. It's called El Santi. So we just had a baby boy probably like a month and a half ago. So this is his drink that I kind of dedicated to him, which is coconut and a little bit of grenadine in it as well.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's
Very
kind of like
cool.
a specialty for us right now.
Very cool. So this is a tequila dinner coming up this Friday, November 1st. So it's the day after Halloween. It's coming up just around the corner. And this is going to be at 6:30 p.m. What else do you think people can also expect and get out of this this event?
Just learning a lot about tequilas. A lot of people think, just take a shot of tequila, right? But it's a lot about the flavors, a lot about the taste, and then what you can pair it with. You know what I mean? And then you can learn a lot about Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos, which is actually coming up as well. So there's going to be a lot of traditions that we do. There's going to be a little altar, which is where you kind of put all the pictures of people that have passed away, put their favorite drinks, their food, their pictures, all that stuff. So kind of learn a little bit of the traditions of the Mexican heritage.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Have you had events like this before?
We have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and everyone loves it. Everyone likes to get out and just kind of do something different. No one does it around, so we just want to be, very unique to everything that we do.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too. What the feedback that you got? You said everyone loves it too, which is awesome.
They love it, and they always email us, and they message us on Facebook. They're like, "Hey, when's the next tequila dinner?" So we try to organize everything, but we have to have the help along with the tequila vendors as well. That way they can kind of, give a presentation and all that stuff as well, and all the tequilas.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is the size of the room when it comes to the banquet room?
Yeah, so half of the building is a restaurant which holds 300 people, and the other half is a banquet hall as well, which is completely renovated as well. So that one holds 300 people as well, and they can do the dance floor. They can have DJs. They can have groups. There's another bar on the other side, so it's a lot of space in there.
That's awesome. It's very elegant as well too.
Yes.
So you put a lot of pride into decorating and presenting it as well too, which is awesome. And again, it's an event that you can learn as well as have a good time too.
Correct. Yep.
Absolutely. And they say your website says here, whether it's a lavish wedding or sophisticated corporate gala, Carmina's Banquet Hall is the epitome of luxury and sophistication too. So other people can also rent out the space for parties and events.
Correct. Yep.
Very
We always
good.
have a lot of quinceañeras, sweet 16s, weddings. Quinceañeras are a really big thing around here as well.
Very cool. Now, how do you help, besides, of course, coming here on the radio, how do you help to get the word out about these different events?
Right now, we've been really focusing on word of mouth. I think that's number one for us because as a lot of people think, a lot of the owners don't show up to the restaurants, right? I'm always there on the spot talking to all of my customers, making sure I make that connection with everyone. So that's been a lot of help right now is like actually, getting in touch with a lot of my customers. On Facebook, we always do a lot of marketing in there as well. And on TikTok, for the videos and everything that we do for the drinks.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's been a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of our marketing person has been helping us out a lot. So Leslie's been huge help.
Very cool. So, of course, like you said, your ingredients are all fresh. So how do you go about getting the vegetables? Is that something?
Yep. So that's all that we get it from our vendors as well, and they had to go to Chicago and get all the fresh produce.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
So everything's all fresh. We never
That's
have
great.
to freeze anything because that loses the flavor first of all,
Mhm.
and second, you can just taste it as soon as you bite into it.
Yeah. Have you been to the downtown Elgin Market?
I have. So we've been trying to get more involved with the community, just getting that time to go out. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've been trying to get more involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and talking about this cool event. So, folks, if you want to come on out, what's the cost for the event?
So it's $60 a person.
Okay.
You get 5 cocktails and 5 tapa plates as well, which is like the food. And then there's also included, the DJ, the dancing, and the karaoke at the end as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, with
So,
some nice giveaways.
Can you pay at the door or do you go online and purchase?
Just a phone call. You can reserve your ticket and pay online. Or you can also just come that day of and just pay for your ticket, just like a normal meal.
Awesome. So, folks, this is at 1055 North Randall Road here in Elgin. Feel free to call their number, 847-760-6000. That's a pretty easy number to remember.
Easy. Yep.
Because that's how I do it here. I got to try to make it easy for myself. Hey, well, thanks so much for joining us today. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we'll continue on to promote a little bit more about this as well here, too. And, folks, if you want to head on out, feel free to check out their Facebook page, Carmina's Mexican Restaurant and Banquet, or also go to their website, carminasmexican.com. I want to thank you again for joining us today and being here in studio.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, you're very
Appreciate it.
welcome. Awesome. Folks, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410 here in just a bit. So, of course, stay tuned.
Attention restaurant owners, are you struggling with grease trap issues or bulk grease removal? Look no further than Hopkins Grease Company. Serving the greater Chicago area since 1947, Hopkins Grease has been the go-to company for grease recycling and maintenance, offering a range of specialized services for restaurants, big or small. From used cooking oil collection to grease trap cleaning, their full fleet of vehicles and dedicated team of employees ensures fast, efficient service in areas like Elgin, Crystal Lake, Algonquin, and Schaumburg. And they're not just a business, they are part of your community. As a family-owned company, Hopkins Grease is big enough to meet your needs, but small enough to give you personalized, friendly service. And they proudly support America's First Responders through our partnership with America's First Responders Fest. So when you choose Hopkins Grease, you're choosing a company that gives back. Need service today? Call Hopkins Grease at 847-458-4040. We're ready to take your grease worries off your plate. If you can't decide on dinner, have everything. Golden Corral at 154 South Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale has an endless buffet with over 150 items to choose from. There's an unmatched variety of food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, prepared fresh throughout the day. If you're craving something specific, call or check out their menu. Golden Corral rotates the buffet often. Golden Corral in Bloomingdale. They're the only one for everyone. Visit goldencorral.com.
My fellow Kane Countyans, I am Anthony Catella, the Republican candidate for Circuit Clerk. This election is important for Kane County as well as our country. Independent, libertarian, and all voters can make a big difference by voting for the right candidate regardless of party. I am a good, decent, honest, patriotic American called to public service. I ask you to vote for me as your next Circuit Clerk of Courts for Kane County, Illinois. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN, AM 1410. Thank you for coming in here, Kevin. Very nice. Greatly appreciated here on WRMN. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a good event there. The nice tequila party should be fun. Feel free to check out more information on their website, carminasmexican.com. Again, that's carminasmexican.com for more information, of course. You can also check out their Facebook page. They are on Facebook, so feel free to check that out. Thank you again for Kevin for stopping by, as well as Leslie as well, too. Very nice. Had a great time. And hopefully you can go to this event. It's $60 per person. You can pay at the door. They're going to be coming up Friday, November 1st. Friday, November 1st. You get to learn about tequilas and have some good food while doing it too. And having a good time, of course. So very nice. Thank you again for coming in. Feel free to check out their Facebook page, Carmina's Mexican Restaurant and Banquet, located at 1055 North Randall Road here in Elgin. Let's take a dive in to see here what we have with the local libraries. I said I was going to do it, and here we are. Let's take a look. So this is posted onto the galeborden.info website. Now, this is information that was posted earlier, so not too long ago. It's an event coming up Saturday, November 9th. So it's a little bit of a ways away, but not really though, because tomorrow's the last day of October already. It's gone by so fast. But anywho, so this is called Financial Scams. This is a Gail Borden website, and it's on their main website. And it's an event coming up. There's 47 seats remaining for registration. Now, this is called Financial Scams. Now, this is an event where you're going to be able to learn about an array of investment frauds, such as Ponzi schemes, as well as promissory notes, cryptocurrency fraud, etc. It's provided by the Illinois Secretary of State's office, and there is a registry there too. Now, fraud is on the rise. It's been for the past years, especially, of course, with the advancement of technology and with everything being at our fingertips. And it's become even more important for investors to be vigilant in protecting themselves, recognizing also and then protecting themselves from becoming victims of investment fraud. They want to ensure that you're taking the steps necessary to protect your hard-earned investments. So join a representative from the Illinois Securities Department as they discuss financial scams and help participants to identify all of these different red flags that pop up to make sure that you're aware of it too. Sometimes you might not be aware of it. It might seem completely legit and it might not be. So you want to make yourself aware so that you don't have to say the damage has been done, really. Attendees will also learn about common financial frauds or wreaking havoc around the globe today, too. So those are some of the things. Some of the key points include what's the difference between pig butchering and romance scam? What's an investment legitimate? What are the most traded cryptocurrencies, and answers to these and other questions that are also going to be discussed will be featured there too at the event presented by the Illinois Securities Department. So thank you to them for doing this. It's coming up Saturday, November 9th from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This is at the main library in the Elgin room. So if you'd like to register, there's 47 seats remaining. Check it out at gailborden.info. That's gailborden.info is where that is posted, that information. And also check out some other things here as well coming up November 11th on a Monday. Now, this is going to be at the RACO branch at the Corridor West. I talked about this a little bit earlier yesterday. This is called Madam President, Secret Presidency of Edith Wilson. You're going to be able to talk with author William Hazelgrove, who did write his book. He's a local author, and he does talk a little bit about the, secret presidency of Edith Wilson. Mrs. Wilson dedicated herself to managing the office of the president, reading all correspondence intended for her bereaved husband as well too. So very interesting. There's 27 seats remaining. If you want to register, you can check that out under registration on attend.gailborden.info/events. So that's also something that is coming up here too. Thursday, November 14th. Now we're looking a little bit ahead here too. You can check out magician and storyteller William Pack with Mind Games, the Science of Perception Deception. There's 73 seats remaining, so there's lots of seats remaining. This is going to be at the main library from 7 to 8 p.m. During this interactive program, you're going to be able to experience how optical illusions work, why people fall for them, as well as scams, and how we make thousands of choices every day that are influenced subconsciously as well too. Our brain decides how we perceive everything around us. It can find patterns efficiently, except when it lies to us. When the patterns lie to us, we recognize those patterns. We see them as patterns. When they lie to us, there's still those patterns. So it's important to note these things too. And I would also say this is a good way to kind of tie in to the scamming event that's coming up too. Earlier November. In this engaging and interactive program, William Pack explores the real science of how our brain tricks us into seeing and believing things that don't exist. So if this is something interesting to you, the age group is targeted towards high school and adults. So if you're interested, check it out. It's called Mind Games, the Science of Perception Deception. Very interesting. There's a lot of other things that are also coming up here too. Of course, we have the Skeleton trot in honor of Dia de los Muertos, coming up November 2nd. So it's just a couple days away. Now, I've been saying this here too. If you are planning on, if you haven't voted yet and you're still planning on going to the Gail Borden Public Library for voting, parking is going to be a little bit more scarce until 1 p.m. By 1 p.m., it'll start to clear up a bit, but earlier in the day there, it's going to be a little bit more scarce. So just letting you know about that. Now, the registration for the Skeleton Trot has already been closed. It's coming up here November 2nd. This is a rain or shine event. Now, November 2nd is on a Thursday here, or I'm sorry, it's on a Saturday. It's on a Saturday. So if we look up here at the Elgin weather area for Saturday, it is predicted to be mostly cloudy outside. So it actually hits the mark right before we get into much more rain. Now we're actually seeing here Wednesday with it being a little bit more sunny out as prediction wise. So they did update this prediction here as I'm bringing it up now. For Wednesday, it's now predicted to be a little bit more sunny and not as much rain. So there you go. So again, this is the Skeleton Trot, if you're interested. It's coming up pretty soon. They also do have a look at the map, so you can check out the map there too. Also good to take a look at, especially if you maybe are planning or were planning on being within that proximity there, to just kind of be aware and know exactly where the trot is going to be, the 5K run / walk, just so that you don't arrive and you're like, hey, the roads are closed, because that's where they're going to be located. So they're going to be starting at the Gail Borden Public Library. They're going to be going on to Grove Avenue, kind of making its way up to the River Bluff Road, back down again to the Fox River Trail, and then it'll lead into the end of where the start was, which is, again, right near where the Gail Borden Public Library is. It's going to be at the corner of Grove and I think maybe Ann. They're going to be starting at the Gail Borden Public Library. So if you still do want to check out more information on that, that is also featured on their website. You can also find them on Facebook as well. They do post lots of good information. If you did miss out on the Elgin Image Awards last night, you'll still be able to check that out. It's a 48-minute live stream that did play last night. They are highlighting valuable, they did highlight valuable Elgin Image Award recipients who are making a powerful difference in the Elgin community. So if you would like to watch this video, it is available live stream wise. So if you would like to take a look at this, they've got all that, the entire live stream featured on there too. You can watch all of it if you'd like to. So very good. Let's see here. Some other things. Oh, that was something I was going to say here too. When I was talking about Geneva Winery, I was talking about the little igloos. Well, they already have been starting to build them. They're already starting to build those little igloos for the Geneva Winery for the colder winter season. So pretty cool. They've been building it here and they're getting it set up and ready to go for the season, for the colder season, that is. This does wrap it up here for the first part of the 12 o'clock hour. When we come back, of course, we'll officially be in our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, that'll be the time to, of course, call into the show here, 847-931-1410. Again, 847-931-1410. I also forgot to mention, if you are interested in knowing general information about the candidates before the election day is, feel free to call us here too. If you're looking for specific districts and want to know a little bit more general information on the candidates, we've got the sheet here. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. At least 75 people in 13 states have been infected with E. coli from McDonald's Quarter Pounders. Dr. Lippy Roy tells News Nation.
Some of the typical symptoms that you would see are diarrhea, often bloody diarrhea, but not always, severe vomiting, dehydration, stomach cramps, and signs of dehydration would be you're not peeing as much or urinating as much, your dry mouth, and you could also have lightheadedness. So these are some of the things that people should be looking for.
Dr. Roy says a recent rise in foodborne illnesses can be associated with severe climate changes, like droughts and heat waves, which can impact the temperature of food. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
For a local spotlight, I'm Ben Boquist. Celebrate Giving Tuesday all season long by donating, volunteering, and spreading the word about these amazing local Elgin organizations. Giving Tuesday is a global movement that encourages people to give back to their communities, typically through charitable donations, volunteer work, or acts of kindness. It takes place annually on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. This Giving Tuesday in Elgin, you can donate to the Ecker Center for Behavioral Health. The Ecker Center provides behavioral health support, including mental health and substance use disorder services, to individuals in the Elgin area. These services include short-term and long-term treatment and therapeutic programs, prevention services, and a 24-hour crisis hotline. Learn more at eckercenter.org. That's ECKERCENTER.org. I'm Ben Boquist, WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Hey there, this is Marky B from The First Shift, inviting you to join Brian Anderson for his new radio show, Kane County Speaks, every Thursday from 9 until 10 a.m. during the final hour of my morning show. It's an election year, and Brian will discuss important local issues and interview local candidates from the perspective of Kane County Speaks. The show will feature open phone lines for your thoughts, comments, and questions, and the chat room will be open at WRMN Radio on YouTube. Kane County Speaks is citizen-driven and focused on making Kane County a better place to live and work with goals of freedom, security, and prosperity for all. To learn more about their grassroots organization, you can check them out at KaneCountySpeaks.com. Let's discuss the issues of Kane County so that you can get involved and make a difference too. It's Kane County Speaks every Thursday morning with Brian Anderson from 9 until 10 a.m. during the first shift right here on WRMN, AM 1410, and at WRMN Radio on YouTube.
B-Lux Bar and Grill, Wisconsin Dells, is the quintessential American grill and bar with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. B-Lux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN. AM 1410, of course, the multiple rings of the bell means, you know it, it's our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, feel free to call us here today, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. Of course, you can also text us to the Image 360 number at 505-926-1410. Again, that's 505-926-1410. Brought to you by Image 360 in South Elgin at 506 Sundown Road in South Elgin. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Check out more information on their website, image360.com. That's image360.com. They're your expert source for comprehensive custom signs and graphic solutions in South Elgin. So there you go. That's Image 360. That is for the Image 360 info number. Thank you to them for being the sponsor. Let's take a look here. Of course, like I said before, we are in our Tradio segment. If you are interested in buying, selling, trading, and or announcing to the Fox River Valley area, you know that number. Again, it is 847-931-1410. Again, 847-931-1410. Let's see here. We've got, what I want to do is, let's see. We'll start off here with the Tradio callers, and then we'll go through. I received the Each Weekly by the Elgin Area Chamber. So we'll pull that up on the screen, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. The Each, or the EAC Weekly. It's the Elgin Area Chamber EAC Weekly resource that was posted and sent to me yesterday later in the day. So I want to present that to you today so I can show you that. Let's take a look here as well. So we'll go through those Tradio callers. We have a Tradio caller. We have one from yesterday. She is selling some furniture. Now, what the furniture is that she is selling is a pit couch. So it is a pit couch in the color brown. It's about 20 years old. It's huge in size, and asking $100 or best offer for this. She also has a CPAC machine with hoses and face masks for a Dream Station from Philips. Now, she's located out in Huntley, so if you are interested in reaching out to her, that number is 847-271-8219. Again, that's 847-271-8219. 847-271-8219. Another Tradio caller here has fluorescent 4-foot light fixtures. A total of 10 of them, all put together. They're 2 bulb fixtures. They have the plastic covers on there too. 10 of them in total in terms of quantity. And then they're $20 each. So they're $20 each. If anyone is interested in these fluorescent 4-foot light fixtures, feel free to reach out to him. That number is 847-697-7876. Again, 847-697-7876. Another Tradio caller here has 13 bundles of shingles for sale. They're architectural shingles. They're in the color Estate Gray. And then he also has included in this as well 2 rolls of ice and water barriers. $150 for all of it put together. And then he also does have a shed box, or a shed in a box. It's in excellent condition. And the asking price on this is $150 as well. It's 10 by 17 in measurement, dimension-wise. Feel free to reach out to him for any of that information or for those items at 847-8813. Again, that's 847-8813. Another Tradio caller here, Antique Jim. He buys antiques, all kinds, and he also pays cash as well, too. So feel free to reach out to him for more information. That's 847-414-7267. 847-414-7267 is that number to dial. Let's see here. Another Tradio caller. This is Wood by Jeff in Elburn. He has a lot of items for free that he's looking to get rid of. He has a Hobbit house that he made. He has a solar heating kit. He has a mail sorter kit. He has some window screens. He's got tinder pieces, solid wood, concrete boards, shelving boards, firewood, and more. He's also looking to sell some walnut and oak lumber for a price there. It's nicer quality. Feel free to reach out to him. That's Wood by Jeff, located in Elburn. That number is 630-365-9488. Again, that's 630-365-9488. Let's see here. A couple more Tradio callers here. We have the American Legion's meat raffle coming up November 2nd from 5 to 9 p.m. featuring 16 raffles. And at halftime, they're going to be selling turkey sandwiches. Sounds pretty good. Getting ready for the turkey season. It's $1 a piece or 6 for $5. Feel free to check out their website at allelginpost57.com. That's allelginpost57.com. Feel free to visit their website there too. You can also check out their postscripts as well. So that info has been posted also. Let's see here. Some other Tradio callers. Another Tradio caller has that 1977 Corvette for sale. It does need a little bit of work, but it does run well. $5,000 or best offer. That number is 630-400-2730. 630-400-2730. And then we have another Tradio caller, has the 3-drawer filing cabinets. They're completely steel. Now, the tops are rusted, but it's great, of course, to use as scrap metal or maybe for a project. Giving them away for free, in total 14 of these. So feel free to reach out to her. That number is 630-267-5543. Again, that's 630-267-5543 is that number to dial. Again, if you want to add yourself to the list, feel free to call us here today at 847-931-1410. Again, that's 847-931-1410. That's the number to dial. Let's see here. Now, taking a look, let me go through, and I will show you the network here. Let me go through that, and so I can show it to you so that you can see. It's the Elgin Area Chamber. I'm just going to pull it up through my email here. So we'll just kind of do some adjustments here. Again, you're listening to WRMN AM 1410. Again, that's WRMN 1410. Let's see here. So we have the Elgin Area Chamber, the EAC Weekly Resource. This is from yesterday, October 29th. It's an event calendar. So let's take a look at this and see what they've got. Enjoy your day. A happy Halloween, of course. They had a fun celebration here with the chamber celebrations with 15 area chambers represented. It was an outstanding day of connection and collaboration for chamber members across their community, as well as their networking progressive luncheon that was last week. Members enjoyed pre-lunch networking, followed by a unique opportunity to meet new faces over each course, from introductions over salad, mingling through the main courses, and sweet connections over dessert. Everyone left with new contacts and fresh ideas. They're grateful that everyone was able to join in and to make this event a successful one. Very cool. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Some other things here, too. The Elgin Area Chamber proudly announces the launch of the 2025 National Civics B, which is an initiative aimed at encouraging more young Americans to engage in civics and contribute to their communities. This is hosted in partnership with the Civic Trust of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. The competition in the Elgin area will inspire middle schoolers to become better informed about American democracy, to engage respectfully and constructively in the community, and to build greater trust in others and institutions too. So middle school students, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade from public, private, charter, and homeschools are invited to take part in their in the first round civics essay competition. So that should be a good time there too. Participants in this National Civics Bee will also have a chance to gain recognition for their civics knowledge and skills and compete for prestigious prizes throughout the competition. So this is really cool. The first place winner of the state finals will receive a trip to Washington, D.C. to complete for prizes worth at least $100,000 during the national championship in the fall of 2025. For more information, you can follow their website at elginchamber.com as well there too. Chamber President and CEO Carol Giese says, quote, helping young students develop a strong grasp of civics and government is essential for a thriving democracy and civic life in America. The National Civics Bee offers a unique opportunity for students to showcase their knowledge and growth into the active, engaging citizens of tomorrow, end quote. Very, very nice. So if you would like to check out more information on this newsletter and updates, you can subscribe to them. That's info@elginchamber.ccsend.com. I'm subscribed to them. I like to bring them up here while I can to announce and keep you up to date and in the loop, of course. Coming up here Wednesday, November 6th, it is Chamber 101. Maximize your membership. Your journey to business building and growth starts here. Discover the full potential of your chamber investment and network with other members at their orientation. Coming up here at 31 South Grove, that is Wednesday, November 6th. That'll be from 8:30 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. Feel free to check out other information also posted there too. Candy Cloud is having their first anniversary ribbon cutting, so that should be a lot of fun as well. Taking boba, coffee, and creamery drinks to the new heights. That is awesome. There's also some other cool events. Thanks and Giving Community Luncheon. I did talk about this a little bit earlier. And don't forget also here too, our special WRMN pricing. Way to promote your business. We've got that special offer for chamber members, and you would receive the following benefits. Live broadcast segment here on WRMN, of course. Like what I'm doing right now is an example here of showing, of course, the community what's happening here, giving that promotion. 2 commercials daily running, of course, live production piece broadcasted on WRMN, as well here too, all of our 75th anniversary price for just 75. If you would like to, feel free to call us here, 847-741-7700 for more information. I already did get a couple emails here on that too. You can email me, Matt McNeil at WRMN1410.com. That's Matt McNeil at WRMN1410.com. Or you can also email Dino as well, Dino at WRMN1410.com. Again, the office number 847-741-7700. My extension number is 104. So that's my extension number if you're interested in reaching out for that 75 anniversary $70 price. For a limited time offer too. Yes, it's a limited time offer. So feel free to email me to inquire more about that. We would love to work with you. Awesome. Very cool. So check out that. If you'd like to subscribe to their newsletter, that is the EAC weekly resource. That's info@elginchamber.ccsend.com. The time is 12:46. We're going to take another quick time out. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410 here in just a bit. So, of course, stay tuned.
Election Day is here, and WRMN 1410 is your trusted source for the facts. Federal races, county board seats, local offices, and advisory questions. We've got all the information you need. Have a question? What's on your ballot? Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. We'll give you clear, unbiased information about any candidate or issue on the Kane County ballot. Just the facts, no spin. Stay informed with WRMN 1410, the talk of the town, your source for reliable coverage all day long. Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. Your vote matters. Let's make it count together.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Crime is up in Illinois, and I'm not sitting back to wait and watch dangerous, radical left policies destroy Kane County. I'm Andrew Sosnowski. I have over 35 years of experience with prosecutions of crime, advocating for victims and children. I will root out the causes of crime and be the lead county prosecutor who will fight for our freedom, safety, and security. Vote Andrew Sosnowski for Kane County State's Attorney. I'm Andrew Sosnowski, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sosnowski for Kane Committee.
LaFleur Taco Grill at 910 Dundee Avenue at the corner of Slade in Elgin is under new management. Enjoy a huge selection of salads, quesadillas, tacos, burritos, and more. LaFleur Taco Grill also has American cuisine favorites and breakfast. Bring the kids. There's a kids menu that they'll love. Are you planning a party this summer? LaFleur also has catering with all types of both Mexican and American foods. Call 847-214-1306 or LaFleur Taco Grill on Facebook. right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. We hope you have been enjoying the show so far. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're getting closer to the weekend. We're halfway through to the weekend. We hope you're enjoying the show here. Again, you're listening to WRMN AM 1410, Voice of the Valley, Talk of the Town, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, serving the Fox River Valley. Looking forward, of course, to continuing on with some great author interviews when we go through the rest of this week as well. Coming up on Friday, we do have a couple other interviews as well, too. I'm going to have a special guest in-house here coming up at the 11 o'clock hour on Friday. And then before that, we're also going to be having a pretty cool interview with a fun event coming up next week in Aurora. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up on Friday. Again, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410 is the number to dial here. You can also contact our Image 360 info number at 505-926-1410. So let's take a look here. I know that there are quite a few things here that are coming up as we get closer, of course, to Halloween, which is already tomorrow. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Now, posted onto the Fox River Valley Public Library District, they did post on here some fun events that they did have. They did have the, it was the Halloween Parade and Extravaganza. So that was a pretty cool event. I'll make sure to share it on the screen here so that, of course, you can see it. Looks like a pretty cool event here. That is the Halloween Parade and Extravaganza that they had. It was a great time. They posted it yesterday onto their Facebook page. Here we go. They've got their winners of the Halloween coloring contest. So congratulations to Emily, Getsy, and Molly. Congratulations and thanks to everyone who participated. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Oh, that is really cool. Oh my goodness. Okay. So one of the kids did draw, it was, I hope I'm pronouncing their name right. Getsy. Really cool drawing here, coloring that they did. They made it look almost like 3D. That's really cool. And of course, everyone else did a wonderful job too. It looks like Emily here did a great job being precise as well too. Oh, that's cool. All of these are great. All of these are great. Very, very cool. So congratulations to the winners of the Fox River Valley Public Library District's Halloween Coloring Contest. That's awesome. Very cool. You can check out more information on things coming up here in the near future at their website at frvpld.info. That's where you can go. Now, don't forget here that we are coming to a close pretty soon with the fall festivals located at many different local farms, including Gobert's and Pingree Grove. They're going to be ending, and it also includes here the South Barrington location. The last day is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow it's going to be open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that's the last day. No, I'm sorry. No, it's 9 to 8. It's 9 to 6 today. Tomorrow's 9 to 8. So they have the 2-hour extension there, which lines up pretty well with the fact that they're going to be then closing out the season tomorrow. So a lot of those pumpkin farms are closing the season tomorrow. Some of them are extended, though, too. Let's see here for Abbey Farms, how long they're going to be open for. Some of the farms are open a little bit longer. Sometimes November, 2nd or November 3rd. So the Abbey Farms has their pumpkin days. Now, they actually already are done October 27th, so they did close now. However, they are going to be having their Christmas Joy series, which is November 23rd through till December 23rd. So you can return to the Abbey Farms coming up for the holiday season. Christmas trees are going to be featured there. How fun is that? Do some Christmas tree shopping. Let's see some other things here coming up. Let's see. The Halloween party at the Gilboa Public Library already did happen earlier today. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some things Halloween-wise. Tonight at the Dutch Inn West in Elgin, they're going to be having their Halloween bingo. So that'll be coming up tonight at 6:30 p.m. So that's at 6:30 p.m. The Halloween party at the Gilboa Library will also be coming up tomorrow, too. So they had it today earlier, 10 to 11. They're having it again tomorrow, too. It's at the main library at the Meadows Community Room. They're going to be having trick-or-treating throughout the library. So if you still want to participate, it'll be happening tomorrow on Halloween. Community Trunk or Treat with the Eckerd Center for Behavioral Health will be coming up tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. Trick-or-treaters of all ages are invited to join in for a fun and festive trunk or treat at the Grandstand location. And that's the Grandstand Place in Elgin. It's the community trunk or treat. That'll be coming up tomorrow. Brought to you by Ecker Center for Behavioral Health. Halloween fun at River Street Tavern will be coming up also tomorrow. I'm telling you, lots of things coming up here. So when it comes to the Halloween season and the Halloween day, which is already ending soon. I'm kind of sad. It went by so fast. Halloween fun at River Street Tavern. Kids eat free from 4 to 7 p.m. Yes, they do. With the purchase of an adult entree, you're going to be able to get some good goodie bags for all in costume. Tito's sampling 7 to 9 p.m. with giveaways with their karaoke night. Dress up as your favorite singer. That sounds like a really fun time, too. Haunt on Douglas 2024 coming up tomorrow, 4:30 to 7:30. This is the Old Douglas Avenue Haunted Cemetery Walk. Take a break from trick-or-treating. Stop by for a scare. That's coming up. Dark Hollows Haunted Hayride is also still continuing on. It's coming up tomorrow, 7 p.m. to 10:30. That is at Camp Big Timber. You can find more information that's also posted on their website as well. I know I'm kind of going through these a little bit quickly here just because we only have so much time. I'll talk about them tomorrow, though, too. Definitely. Karaoke night tonight we just had Kevin in here, Carmina's Mexican Restaurant and Banquet. And that banquet will be coming up pretty soon, too. Yes, and that's a tequila dinner at the Carmina's Mexican Restaurant. So if you want to find more information on that, it's actually posted on exploreelginarea.com. So you can find that information there. It's been posted. And there's a lot of other things coming up here. First Friday's Improv with the Green Room Theater production. Lots of fun. That's coming up on Friday, November 1st at the Hemmons Cultural Center at 8 p.m. You can find live music coming up. A pumpkin smash at the Hawthorne Hill Nature Center. That's November 2nd. That sounds like fun. Lots of good things. Check it out. All that information can be found on exploreelginarea.com, as well as many other local websites, Facebook pages, and social media sites. The World Wide Web is at your fingertips, folks, and I'm here to help you out by presenting to you what's happening in the area. You've been listening to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. We hope you are enjoying your Wednesday afternoon. Stay tuned for more local programming. We've got What's Cooking. I've been talking about, of course, food here out to lunch. We can continue on talking about food here with What's Cooking out in Hawaii. And more local programming here coming up in just a bit. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Town radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410 Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Image 360 South Elgin is your ultimate destination for custom signs and visual communication solutions. Looking to rebrand your office interior? Need striking vehicle wraps or decals for your fleet? Or perhaps you're in the market for a standout trade show display? At Image 360 South Elgin, they've got you covered. As your full-service custom sign and graphics partner, they deliver bold solutions and exceptional support. From outdoor signage to eye-catching store signs, indoor graphics to comprehensive branding solutions, they have the experience to elevate your brand's presence. Trust Image 360 to create a long-term partnership that gives your brand 360 degrees of exposure. Visit them at 506 Sundown Road in South Elgin. Image 360 South Elgin. Bold solutions, exceptional support.